Welcome to the show. That was better. That was a better slate of football, wasn't it?
That was a lot better.
Yeah, man.
It's a bad day to be a hot dog.
It is a bad day to be a hot dog.
What hat is that?
It's a hat that
You're trying to do marketing for Marlon Humphrey's Glizzy tour?
no, so my wife was Joey Chestnut for Halloween. And then this hat came in late.
Yeah.
So now it's mine. And it is a bad day to be a hot dog.
Halloween. I think your dad was kind of disappointed, and I didn't really understand his.
In his why? Well, he was Landman.
And I was just like, where you got it?
That's like the laziest costume ever is to do like the cowboy or cowgirl thing. And my dad did it and actually was like, yeah, no, it's Landman. Who hasn't seen that show? I guess a lot of people know that show though. So
Went over my.
we're in the minority.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was a pickle for Halloween,
Or a cucumber.
a cucumber.
You
And
made
I
my
was-
girl feel really bad. Because
Why?
she felt really cool. You walked into the party and she was like, oh, I got a nice one. And she goes to Chris, oh, I see you got yourself in a pickle. And Chris, with a real straight face, goes, I'm a cucumber. And my girl felt so bad.
Dog, I was
She
doing
felt
that to-
so bad. And
I was doing that
she
to
said
everybody.
she waited like 20 minutes and she said something to me. And I'm like, babe, you know he was joking. When
Yeah, you
just
can't
said-
take me seriously,
If you just
but-
said anything about a cucumber, he was going to say he was.
But yo, there was a moment where we were out trick or treating, and I was doing my whole cucumber deal, and there's these adults walked up and they're like, "What are you?" I said, "A cucumber," with a straight face, and they were like, "No, seriously, like look over there." And their kid was a pickle, also like this tall, and the kid walks over to me and lets out the biggest shriek, like of excitement. It was like we found each other. And then I was like, "You want to get a picture together?" And the kid ran off. So I got to know my limitations. All right, so where are we going to start, fella? I got Dr. Fax here. I got Nolan here. I got Cowboy
What's up?
here as usual. I got I got Bo Cephas through the screen there.
Gang, gang. I got my jacket on, Chris. Just saying. If you
That was great, Bo.
Nice, dude.
Does it fit?
yeah. Oh, it's a little tight. I like it that way, cowboy.
Squatober. Yeah, I ordered it.
I was like, how
Squatober.
long
Sorry about
before
that.
you guys bring up Squattober?
October affecting your.
October's
Holy
over.
shit.
We're not talking about it for a full year.
Are you making gains if you don't talk about it? All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it.
Oh man.
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. Hey, this is I saw this on X. This guy's Stucky2. Shout out to Stucky2. He kind of went through all the standalone games we've had lately. Oh, by the way, it's fucking Antarctica in here. Maybe 2 degrees higher would be great.
No, leave it right where it
has to start
is.
here. It has to start here.
For the love of
Start
God.
here, okay? Because you guys
Right
get hot.
where
huh?
it is.
Like when we start talking and everything, it's gonna start getting hot. It's gonna warm up. But if we do it the other way, we're all gonna be sweating.
Some of my ancestors might have lived in the tropics, dude.
Are you anemic?
Because
bro?
I get a little cold
Bro,
sometimes.
it is typically 85 degrees in here.
Yeah.
Typically.
Anyways, according to Stucky, not according to Stucky, this is just facts. Let me go through the last like 6 or 7 standalone games the NFL's had. Rams, Jags, blowout. Niners, Falcons, stinker. The Rams, Jags blowout was in London for those of you who forgot about it. Niners, Falcons was just a hideous football game. Lions, Bucks was ugly. Didn't have to be that ugly. Hawks, Texans, fugly. That was the worst game I've ever seen. I could not believe I stayed up till 2 a.m. for that one. Chargers, Vikings, that was some sadistic shit. They basically had Carson Wentz out there with a labrum dangling by a string. And Kirk Herbstreit was just fucking, chastising him.
That's supposed to be your alpha. That right there is supposed to be your leader, and he's throwing his helmet.
That was wild. Okay, and then we had Packers, Steelers, which was decent. Chiefs, Commies, which was gross. Ravens, Finns, which was abuse, and then last night was like child abuse. That was crazy. So we are due. I think tonight's going to be a banger. Tonight's got to be a banger. Cardinals. We booked a dinner tonight for this is how serious we are about football. Like Charlie had booked a dinner for the group. Like hey, we're going to catch up. We're going to get together. And he had some shiny reservation, and I was like, yeah, do they have TVs there? He's like, no. I'm like, we have to see Cardinals Cowboys. So the worst is over. Okay, not for the Washington Commanders. Guys, where do they go from here? I think they're on the grill. I forgot to get the grill out, but they're on the grill. You can put the Commanders on the grill. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Adam Peters got to be working the phones today trying to sell as many pieces as possible.
That's what he has to do. That's what he has to do. At this point, they're one of the oldest rosters in the NFL, if not the oldest.
They were going into the season.
Yeah. And Lattimore tore his ACL last night. They've lost guys. They obviously, the Jayden Daniels injury is the icing on the cake for why you've got to sell now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was hideous.
It was awful.
And he shouldn't be in the game at that point. And if he's in the game, he should not be quarterback keeping down on the goal line. You are so lucky. I mean, people lose their jobs over stuff like that. You are so lucky that's not his throwing arm. Now, I know that it's going to be, Khalil Mack just went through it, and he could come back at some point this year, but that's hideous. I think the story of the game, before we put the game to bed and talk about who they might sell, is the Seahawks being absolutely for real. It's nice to see them in a standalone spot so everybody can see that. What we've kind of suspected all season long. Now, the Commanders, what made this such a free money type game, and I said that in the live show last night, was like their safety play has been terrible. And if there's any group that can take the top off the defense late in the down and manipulate the safeties, it's this group. And I don't think the ball hit the ground in the first half.
It looked like routes on air.
Yeah, it really did.
He got jinxed at halftime, though. I don't know if you saw that. Darnold.
What did he say?
He said, someone at halftime said to me that I hadn't thrown an incompletion, so I think he's to blame for throwing an incompletion in the second half.
That's such a baseball player thing to say. Jinxes in sports. Yeah. So, anyways, we've got Sam Darnold looking like, what he was drafted to be in Seattle. That's great. Greg Olson's talked a lot this week, the last couple of weeks, about how there's a trend where teams are going heavy, and instead of teams just sitting there in nickel, they're trying to match with base personnel, and the trend in the league right now is to throw out a heavy. And his argument is, why not just stay light, make teams run the football out of 12. And his point on Seattle is they are not a dominant run game team. What they do is they heavy up and they kill you with the pass. And that was on display last night. I just thought, what a spot for them in a standalone game to look like they look. So let's get into the Commanders, shall we? Who do you think we should sell? Zach Ertz?
Ertz, Payne.
Deron Payne. I think somebody's holding up Deron Payne to Buffalo. I got a Buffalo answer for you.
Get Debo.
What?
Debo to Buffalo. Buffalo needs a receiver.
Well, that's kind of interesting, isn't it?
I think so.
But I don't know that that's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
They kind of have the underneath guy. They kind of have their screen game is pretty lethal.
And it's bad to say it to feed into it, but ever since Steve Smith went off on Keon Coleman, I'm starting to look at him a little bit different.
You just weren't looking close enough, I guess.
No, it wasn't that. but I guess it's forgetting that, hey, you guys wasted a high draft pick for him, and you would want him to be showing up a lot more than he is. And the fact that they're talking about adding a receiver when you just kind of you drafted a big-time receiver, that doesn't always look good.
They just can't separate. He just can't separate. At this point in his career, things can change in the whole thing, but I think they need a guy outside that can separate. They've needed that for a while. And
apparently they were calling about Olave, which would be a perfect fit, but Shaheed is also a perfect fit.
Shaheed is a guy that we've been
speed element.
Yeah, we've been floating, adding. Somebody needs to go get him. Somebody needs to extract him, rescue him. But yeah, Buffalo. If I was going to make it, we'll get to Buffalo in a minute. Let's not get into Buffalo because I'm going to talk about Buffalo for a while today. But I think, you mentioned Luvu. I don't know who else is out there on that team, but it really needs to be a yard sale at this point. And they need to start over. The worst thing you can do is chase success right now. Mm-hmm. The reality is they were set up better than you thought last year. The quarterback took the league by storm, and they played above themselves defensively. And this year, they go get Amos from Ole Miss and that sort of thing, but the safety plays I mentioned has been bad. Up front, rushing coverage just doesn't match up. They don't have the guys up front. So I think they're so far away that it's almost like you just have to eat this year and say, hey, we're not going to fuck up the rookie window that we have with this quarterback by trying to win right now. And I think the injury kind of nudges them in that direction.
Yeah, I think the offense isn't too far away, but that defense is just the age, the collective age of that group. They need to infuse it with young talent. And the way you do that is collecting draft capital right now.
And they lose Luke McCaffrey last night, which,
Right.
maybe not a big deal for some teams, but it's a big deal for them,
So my girl, not that she's getting into betting, she always asks me here and there. She's like, "Oh, who should I bet on tonight?" I'm like, "Yo, Luke McCaffrey is a great person to look at for prop bets. He's been coming on. He's been coming on for their team and catching a lot more passes. Look at his receiving totals." And she put a bet in, and he gets hurt in like the first quarter. He gets hurt.
That's a tough one. She won't be asking you again.
Definitely won't.
No, so the only other thing I wanted to talk about coming out of this game was, and Chris Collinsworth said it, they were in podcast mode, by the way, last night, like pretty early, Collinsworth and Tarico, which actually makes for some pretty good TV. There was a point where we were all kind of, weary-eyed looking at the second half of that game, and I'm like, are we the only ones watching this game, gamblers and people that work in football?
Yeah.
And maybe Seahawks fans? Everybody else has turned it off. Abraham Lincoln Collinsworth. That was incredible. Collinsworth's dad's name was Abraham Lincoln Collinsworth. Did you hear him talk about that last night?
What? No.
Yeah, you guys got to lock in the second halves of these blowouts. You never know what kind of gems Collinsworth's dropping. But at one point, he compared the defense to the LOB. And to that, I will say, not so fast, my friend. But we do like Imanwari a lot. You've been talking about him since he came out.
Love him.
It's pretty obvious to see early on that he is some sort of mix of Cam Chancellor and Kyle Hamilton.
No question.
The bullying he does, and you mentioned the screen game in college.
Oh, my God.
But the bullying he does at the point of attack is the way he was talking to Zach Ertz last night on an out route that he just abused Ertz on.
Yeah.
And Collinsworth was like, hey, Tarico's like, you're talking to a 12-year vet like that. And I'm like, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't give a fuck. And that's what makes this defense, they play with an attitude, man.
They really do. And, yeah, before we move, I just wanted to shout out the front of the Seahawks defense. I mean, we were talking about the last night. Them trying to run the ball on the Seahawks defense is like trying to run uphill. Like it is so difficult to get going. They're so disruptive, so physical, so athletic. It feels like they hit the running back before he gets to the line of scrimmage every single play.
That's right.
They're an awesome group, and Eamon Moore is a big part of that, playing in the box.
A fun matchup would be Indy and Seattle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to have really good guard play. Those guys. Now, about Indy, they didn't have great guard play all over the field yesterday, but I just look at this defense like there's not a lot of weak spots. Now you had the Jones injury. I don't know what the deal is with Ernest Jones, but famously last year he was the first domino when they started to turn things around when they acquired him. We'll see what goes on with that injury right there, but that's a big one to monitor.
And Seahawks too, for a team that's in the corner of the map, they are 4-0 this year on the road, undefeated on the road.
Yeah.
I think because every time they leave Seattle, they actually get to see the sun.
Maybe so. Maybe
it's
so.
just like some extra energy. They're getting some extra.
I don't know, dude. But honestly, when I played back in the day, that field was it was hell to go play in Seattle. Since McDonald has taken over, it's gotten a little better lately, but they were not great at home. And so, this team being road warriors, that's a feather in his cap. So if they can just get the home field advantage back to where it was, man, if they get home playoff games,
the 12s,
it's a scary place to play.
Hell yeah.
It's a scary place to play. You know what else is crazy? The way this defense looks now, it goes to show you the ceiling, and I know some things have changed for them just in like a month span, but the ceiling on the Bucs offense, when the Bucs offense is at full strength and cooking, because they couldn't stop them at all at home a few weeks ago. So,
are we giving enough credit to JSN? He's almost at 1,000 yards.
I think
He's
people are
like
starting to
60
give
yards
him
away.
credit. I think what's funny about his body type, he is versatile. You can use him in a lot of different ways. You can put him in the backfield. You can put him in the slot. You can work him underneath. You can, hit him on a deep ball. Like, he really has a full toolkit. But when he came in the league, I think you look at a body type like his and you're like, all right, he's not a number one receiver, which is kind of like it's akin to the right tackle, left tackle conversation or the left end, right end conversation was kind of become antiquated in today's NFL, where great rushers rush on both sides, great tackles play on both sides, great receivers come in all sizes and functions. And I think people are starting to talk about him in the right light. It was crazy last night thinking about it. Sometimes in these production meetings, you get a throwaway comment from Mike McDonald or one of these coaches, and you share it and you're like, big whoop. But it was cool hearing about when they ship DK out, it's like he goes to McDonald and he goes, I want to be the best receiver in the game. Like I can be the guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you got to work hard and you got to come back and prove it. And they have been proven right in so many ways by not just making him the feature and having also bringing in Cooper Kupp, who will block. That's a big part of what they do. Everybody's blocking. Barner, really good tight end. But it's the Sam Darnold move.
No doubt.
Last year we're sitting here and they got Geno Smith, and some people are like, hey, don't get rid of Geno. I think it's been immediately proven to be the right move. And, Minnesota luckily got some good play out of the rookie quarterback yesterday, but Sam Darnold looks like one of the biggest dominoes in the NFL 2 years running now.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's the 18th highest paid quarterback in the league right now, and he's playing
it's just
top
incredible.
5.
It's incredible value.
Yeah.
He's still in improve it mode.
Right.
Not anymore after this year.
Right.
Well, it's so interesting, man. We were talking about this yesterday with him. Like, I would put his tape this year up with anybody's in the league, but it's just, that phenomenon of how when you're talking about quarterbacks, you're assessing QBs, the way who a guy was affects who they are now or the way they're playing now.
Yeah.
Like, he's been playing so well in every aspect of the job, but because of Week 18 last year, I'm afraid of falling in love. Like, I'm going to get my
I think
heart
it's different.
broken,
I think the protection is in so much better shape, and the run game supporting the protection. But
Yep.
I agree, it's like he everything was so good, and people were doubting him last year the whole way. And then the minute he had those meltdown games, which was a function of the whole offense, people were like, see?
For sure.
It was like yesterday, and we'll get to the Indy game. We all are sitting in the room watching Indy and Pittsburgh, and we've given Daniel Jones his flowers all year and think he is a lot better than people gave him credit for. But the minute he threw a pick or two, we all in unison said, there he
I was
is,
pointing. I was doing
as
the
if
point.
he ripped his mask off.
Right.
And that's just not fair to him. And,
No.
and so, guilty as charged. But the same thing with Sam Darnold. He's a lot closer to the player I think we're seeing the last 2 years than he was in New York.
It does help the Seahawks offensive line. Their 5th lowest pressure rate in the NFL, 27.9%. And Gray Zabel yesterday, or through the season, hasn't allowed a sack. 6th lowest QB pressure percentage.
Dude, they draft well. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. I mean, Schneider does a great job up there. You talk about like some of the folks that they brought in, whether it's free agency or through the draft. I mean, you look at Gray Zabel, you look at Byron Murphy, some of the young players they have on the interior of their offense and defensive lines. You bring in guys like Tank Lawrence. You draft guys like him and Worry, Witherspoon, who's not out there,
Yep.
but like they really have, or the Ernest Jones signing.
Yep. They've
done a great job. All right. Let's get to the main event. We just talked too long about a 38 to whatever it was game. Buffalo 28, Kansas City 21. I just want to say the thing that's they've done this over and over again. Okay, they've beaten the Chiefs in the regular season. We know the dichotomy between the postseason and the regular season is usually about the Bills' defense, but I do want to say this looked a little different, and that could change soon because we did get the report this morning from Schultz that from Jordan Schultz that Chiefs rookie left tackle Josh Simmons has returned to the team facility after missing the last 4 games to tend to a personal family matter. That was a big mystery. We wondered when you get the guy back. They had him on the first thing smoking today, and they absolutely needed to because they looked bad up front. And the Chiefs have a tackle problem when he's not on the field. The Bills pressured Mahomes on 52.6% of dropbacks, which is plus 14.3% higher than their pressure rate in any of the other 9 matchups against the Chiefs since 2020, including Mahomes 3 of 16 for 61 yards and an interception under pressure. The game plan worked perfectly for them. And I think they knew they had an ace in the hole. We talked about this coming in the game. The one way they could win this game was affecting Mahomes via the tackles. And they whooped those guys. The first play that Wanye Morris came in, I mean, somebody bull rushed Wanye Morris, I think it was Rousseau, right into Mahomes. It would have been helmet to helmet. It would have been a 20-yard penalty. He hit him so hard in the head with his own helmet. It was just like, it's bodies back there, dude. And I thought the Bills did a great job of rushing, understanding that to rush Mahomes, you have to get as much depth as possible and come back. And the guys inside have to do a really good job of playing center field. And it was just a messy pocket all night. So the Bills defense, McDermott took it over. That's one thing to talk about, is that the second half of that Atlanta game when they were getting cooked against Atlanta and they looked terrible, and Atlanta damn near put 30 points on them in the first half. He said, enough of this shit. He took the defense back from Babbage. They played more man than you think in the first half yesterday, and then the second half they went back to playing more zone. But I thought what was an indicative thing was Andy Reid had 20 minutes out of the half. Like the best offensive coach of all time, with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, and this defense, including guys like Cole Bishop. You're down a safety. Taylor Rapp's down. You got Trey White out there for some snaps. And you have 20 minutes and you come out and you go 3 and out. They really, their third downs in the second half were 3rd and 10 on average.
Yep.
So it wasn't fluky. Andy had time to counter, and they couldn't counter. And it's about the guys, man. Bosa's a mercenary. This is what you bring Joey Bosa in to do. Big games, big rushes, big moments. Hoyt, who was a big part of their rush plan, pops his Achilles. That's terrible, man. I've always been a fan of his when he was in L.A., and then to see him, it felt like he was going to be a part of a really fun ride, and he had to get off it like way sooner than I wish he did, man. Like, that was tough. He didn't want to go to the locker room, nothing. He wanted to watch the game. That guy's got to be crushed. But those guys on the edges, Hairston running step for step with Rice was huge. Like,
Worthy. It was Worthy down the side.
With Worthy, I mean. Worthy's a 4-2 guy. He's running step for step with him. Like, the pick was great, but that rep to me was just as fun to watch. And then the early down pressure, you saw Benford with a sack. Those guys were knifing through, making plays in the run game. But Cole Bishop.
That's my question, Chris. My question for you is, like, as rushers, obviously this game was played in Buffalo. It just seems like it's kind of a different animal if it's in Arrowhead. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like the crowd noise was so much more of a factor than in the past when you see him playing Arrowhead, because those dudes were absolutely fucking burning off the ball.
I think there's something to that, and I think it's also relevant to look at Kansas City right now, who's 5-4, and that's something that they say. You can say we're going to get home playoff games. I don't know if they do this year, and I think they're really good, but I don't know if they get home playoff games. But I just wanted to say this before we talk about the offense. But Cole Bishop, player of the game for me. He made so many big plays, and this is so out of nowhere. If you ask Bills fans, like, where do you want to help most at the deadline? Like, safety's near the top, and they've been waiting for this guy to come on. He made a play on the motion to Worthy on 3rd down, and then followed up immediately on 4th down, making a play underneath in zone coverage. He looked back at a play that they ran that was the exact same concept against the Chargers in week 1. And film study, he explained after the game, led him to making that play. So you make those 2 big plays, you force them to punt. The next time Kansas City gets the ball back, they're down 21-10, which totally changes the complexion of the game. It's not the complexity of the game, it's the complexion of the game. And then you get the PBU in the end zone, which keeps it 21-13 on 3rd down. And then the first 3rd down out of the half, he makes the play. So I just thought this was a big, big step for them, and it gives them hope. You hope it's not fool's gold to think maybe this kid can start elevating his play, and we can help at the trade deadline in places we really need it, which I think is a defensive tackle. There were some really rough reps inside for both teams, and one team was able to take advantage of it way more with their run game. Kansas City just wasn't. They need help inside. I think Malik Collins needs to be a Bill by this afternoon, dude. You've got barely any cap space. This guy's been a terrific player for the Browns this year. Go fucking get him, dude. He's more inexpensive than some of the other guys we've been floating. I think he'd be great.
How excited would a guy be to go from Cleveland
best flight
Buffalo
every
week, right?
It'd be incredible. What are you gonna say, Bo?
I got another one for you, Chris. Jonathan Allen, the Vikings. I
Yeah.
feel like Redmond's coming on. He's a little more expensive, but that's one I don't think I've heard any people really talking about. And I've loved his game for a while. Then we mentioned Payne a little bit, but then like the dream scenario, I don't think this is going to happen. But if you're Jeffrey Simmons, that'd be a fucking great scheme for you to go. They've talked about not trading him, but like he's so good, and that'd be such a fun scheme for him to be a part of.
I don't think they have the money for Simmons.
They can't afford him.
Yeah. I mean, in a dream scenario, it'd be great. But I think yesterday's game, and I know it's like, hey, we've seen this movie before, but I think there was something different about this where, you know, like, and maybe Simmons being back swings the whole thing, and maybe Pacheco being back swings the whole thing. But I do think they have an advantage offensively. I mean, we focus on defense. They have an advantage offensively that has changed year over year, where you could see yesterday in that game, they owned the middle of the field. They planted their flag in the middle of the field offensively, and I don't know what Kansas City does to go away from it. Spags usually shows 2 game plans, regular season and postseason, but I don't know how much different it would be because when Eric Reed left to go to New Orleans, we talked about this last week.
Justin Reed
goes to New Orleans. We talked about it last week. Who's going to cover Kincaid? Who's going to cover these guys? They ran plays to the tight end in the first half where on one of the play actions, Hawes or Knox could have scored.
Mm-hmm.
They were both open. I mean, and Drew Tranquill, if you put a VR headset on this guy yesterday, it was like watching a horror movie, dude. His little head was turning around left and right, trying to Kincaid's behind him on a cross, or you know they hit him by the pylon in the first half.
Yeah,
there was a play early in the game where they flipped the back on third down and go 4 strong. Okay, you guys following?
Mm-hmm.
And they run a man beater into the flat, and they pick, I think it was Tranquill. Okay, later in the game, they come back to the same damn thing. Flip the back, they go 4 strong. Tranquill's on the opposite side. He's the underneath defender, and I'm watching his head.
Guys seeing ghosts out there.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of this out there at linebacker, and they run Shakir on the crosser and pick Tranquill anyways. It just was like they knew that they loved that matchup and they could win in the middle of the field, and they did in the run game. They ran that fucking Bo, I don't know what you would call it when they get in eye near with a big stack of tight ends and they insert. It's
like a lead with 41.
Yep.
Yeah. They were crushing it. I mean, they got exactly, and he was getting some love on the broadcast too, rightfully so. But dude, they ran that. It's like a
it's a numbers thing. It's a numbers thing.
Lead, yeah.
It almost looks like split zone to me.
It's split zone with a lead.
Split zone with a lead, and exactly. And he's not flashing all the way back across the line of scrimmage, but it's so good backside off that B block. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
Yes.
And they defended it a lot better in the second half. But dude, they made some serious.
They still ran it like 17 times. It was nuts.
They ran that like 12 times, and Cook had still 114 yards, but I mean, that's kind of what I want to interject with. You're talking about how good their tight ends have been in the pass game. So much of that is how effective they are running the ball, like first and second down, and like just getting in a good rhythm on their offense. And that's what I think was so impressive to me about the Bills is like, there's no secret about what their identity is, and yet they still went out there and did it against, their biggest AFC rival. So, I mean, hats off to that, man. They were moving them hosses up front.
Well, here's the deal. Kansas City in the second matchup, they can't get heavier. I mean, they keep their backers on the field, right? What can they do to improve their lot in life against a really good offensive line like that and a good back and good tight ends? Not much is going to change in that way. You could have a better game plan. For the Bills, They stay light. That's what they do. They stay light, and they played some man. They played more man than you thought early in the game, and they got the little guys to play big. That's what Sean McDermott does, man. I thought it was fun to see Cam Lewis making some plays out there. They really do in these big games. Sometimes you're like, how the fuck are they going to do it? And they do it. So I thought McDermott, hats off to him. His timeout management is it leaves a lot to be desired. But other than that, I thought he coached a great game defensively, and just go get somebody to help in the middle, man. Because I think the window's wide open. If you want this to be the year, you have to burn the ships a little bit. If you're Buffalo, like, this is it, dude. So go get somebody to help in the middle. You don't have a lot of cap space, but I think that could help a lot.
Are you still nervous if you're Buffalo that it felt like a pretty solid dominant performance, but Mahomes still had 22 seconds there at the end.
I felt like they were in control. You know, I know that's like a thing where it's like, hey, late in the game. At the same time, I think the Bills, if they don't play with their food, you know, Cook, it's a 14-yard run. They throw the ball twice. They take a sack. Like,
Missed the field goal.
they missed the field goal. I think they had this game under control. Now, it helped making the big plays on defense, but I also just want to say this. If you were born 3 years ago and immediately were able to consume the NFL, right, and you had no preconceived notion of who anybody was before that, who's the best quarterback on the planet?
Lamar Jackson.
No, it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Lamar's the best regular season quarterback on the planet. I mean no disrespect. You know how much I love the guy. But Josh has had success in the playoffs. Even in Kansas City losses, he's played well. I think it is about time we start talking about the feather in his cap's going to be beating Mahomes in the playoffs once. That's what it's going to take for people to accept that over the past 2 to 3 years. And you could say, hey, Mahomes has not had the tackles one year. It was the drops the year before. But fucking Josh Allen's throwing the ball to Shavers and, you know, a bunch of guys outside and some tight ends, and they've got a good run game. And to me, the ball barely hit the ground the first half. Like, this guy he's fantastic. So we'll see this matchup again. Or maybe we won't. This could be the type of year where Kansas City gets in and loses in the wild card round.
Well, if you're Nate,
Guess what? Guess what? If playoffs started today, guess whose favorite team's not in it?
Who's that?
Kansas City. They would be.
They're going to the
bumped out.
playoffs.
If the playoffs started today,
No, I know.
Jags in, Kansas City.
But can you admit that?
But we're talking about today.
No,
talking
no,
about
we're
today.
not. We're not,
You're
though.
saying you're
The playoffs don't
But we
start today.
legitimately
I
are
know,
not
but
talking about today.
But everyone's talking about KC when they get to the playoffs.
Is everyone talking
and
or
when
are
they
we
get
talking?
when they get to the wild card game, it's like we can't.
Dude,
talk
if
about
they
them
play
getting-
if they play the Jags again, I will bet you whatever you want. Like whatever you want.
hey man,
Hey, man.
Hey, focus on getting to the playoffs because right now
All of a sudden I'm a Kansas City fan.
they're out. No,
My man
they're not.
crush is Josh Allen, and then when Josh Allen beats him, now it's like, hey, you know,
No,
your Chiefs.
I just love that everyone they just assume that KC's gonna find their way into the playoffs
'Cause
And
they
I like
always
right
do.
now, when they
Do you-
have to show when they have to show
Nate,
the
do you
graphics.
think that Kansas City will be in the playoffs?
Me?
What do you I know that you're trolling, and do you
No.
think they'll be in the playoffs?
You don't think they're
No.
going to the
What?
playoffs?
No.
Okay. All right, so what can we do if they don't go to the playoffs? If they go to the playoffs, what are you going to do?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But right now, I know that they're the first team out, and the Jags is the first team in.
I maintain that the Chiefs are going to be hell to deal with come playoff time. When they get Josh Simmons back, they're going to be scary. Mahomes didn't play his best game. I still do think if I'm a Bills fan, which I am, I'm encouraged by yesterday, and not in a way like not forgetting about the context of what I'm saying, which is that every year they lose in the playoffs to the Chiefs. I felt very encouraged by what I saw yesterday. I did. It's hard to explain, man, how you get in that game and say, hey,
He looked a lot more settled, I feel like, to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes Josh, he has that hero in him because he's a fucking, you know, he is that guy. And sometimes you see him like really try to force things, which that is who he is. You know, he wants to be the playmaker because he's that fucking dude. But he looked like calm and just efficient. Like, you know, it was just good to see him like, you know, fucking embrace that moment and not try to do too much.
Well, he didn't have to. They got the lead, and they were running the
Exactly.
football. And again, like late in the down, when you've got tight ends and you own the middle of the field, and you have a running quarterback who pulls coverage up on him, that's a recipe for
like
winning.
A little flick
Yeah,
now that he did.
yeah, that
So
was
nice.
slick. I
It was
mean,
so cool.
and any other
That was
quarterback,
slick.
the minute we see it at home, it's like the quarterback on TV takes a second, maybe doesn't see it, maybe gets sacked. Josh, when I see it, Josh sees it, and I'm watching on TV, and I don't know that he sees the field. Like I don't know that I've heard this before. I don't know that Josh Allen is a guy who walks up to the line is reading coverages pre-snap. He's playing backyard football sometimes out there, but he sees things. You know, we talk about Mahomes' vision.
Yeah,
He does have that
he's
vision.
got some of that too.
You know, somebody said he has fighter. Andy Reid said he has fighter pilot vision.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen's got like some other kind of vision.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But he was great. So big win for the Bills.
Tank driver vision.
I was gonna say truck driver vision, but But
He's driving them tanks down on the ground.
I don't know, man. But he was awesome yesterday, and that was a great game. So we might see it again.
We might. They have to worry.
I hope we do.
They have to start worrying about the Patriots. This whole Kansas City, this rivalry thing. They have to. It's no more Josh Allen's Mahomes.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Drake May. That's the big game coming. That's the games that everyone should.
Okay, all right. I'm with you. I think that's going to be a tough game the second time they play. No questions asked.
It'll be fun.
We're going to get to New England in a second. I just want to see them play. Some better teams. I think that's fair. It's the first installment of this era. Okay.
KC out if the playoffs started today. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
But playoffs don't start today, so
pull it up. Pull up if the playoffs started today, because Nate's taking us here. I love these graphics.
I love it too.
These are my favorite graphics. If the playoffs started today.
Oh man.
But don't they have the
We're halfway through the season.
Yeah, okay.
I hate this shit. This shit drives me crazy.
So AFC, 1 seed would be Colts, followed by the Patriots, Broncos, Steelers.
The only reason why I love doing it now for this year, because usually when they do this halfway through the season, Jacksonville's never anywhere to be found.
Yeah, no,
we're never on any of these graphics.
You've snuck
and
in.
now we're on the graphics, and you don't see Kansas City.
So
you see the Broncos.
Wait till January.
Question, does that mean New England plays Jacksonville the first week of the playoffs?
Man,
Yes.
Oh my God, what are you gonna do then?
I don't know. My
Dr.
head
Fax Bowl.
My head might explode.
So will the Jags defense, man.
But Trevor in the playoffs.
AFC wild card right
Trevor in
now
the
is
playoffs.
Bills, Chargers, Jags. And then NFC, 1 seed is the Eagles, followed by the Buccaneers, Seahawks, and Packers.
That's a big one yesterday for the Birds with the Packers losing that game. So, anyways, we'll stick in the AFC right now. We'll talk about Pittsburgh and Indy.
Pittsburgh. They held a funeral for their defense in the parking lot before the game.
Oh, did they?
And they took that very personal.
That was that GIF of the soap opera actor pops out of the casket, and all the women are beside themselves in the front row. That's one of my favorites. That was kind of like that. If they're gonna have a fucking funeral for him, all of a sudden,
I seen the meme. It said like they held the funeral, and then they said the Steelers defense after they seen that, and it's just one of the famous Undertaker ones when he just.
I wonder if word got to the Steelers. I wonder if word of their demise got to them in the pregame warm-ups that like outside they were doing a funeral for the. But all of a sudden they looked like a $120 million defense. Like they suddenly looked a lot different, and I wonder how much of it is Ramsey playing safety. In this game, I thought it was a big deal. But this was a note. This is from Matt Harmon. Well, he took it from Next Gen Stats. Never mind, Matt. Pretty interesting note from Next Gen Stats on the Steelers defense. Used split safety coverage on 46.4% of dropbacks most this season. Had entered the week with the second lowest split safety usage rate in the NFL. Ramsey aligned at safety on 84% of snaps. First time in his career he was over 30%. And he notes that Ramsey has struggled at corner this year and has long been a potential late career move for him. It's kind of akin to the tackle moving to tight end, or or the tight end moving to tackle.
Tackle moving to guard.
Tackle moving to guard. Martellus Bennett used to joke about, hey, I'm just gonna change to tackle late in my career. But like Jalen Ramsey in the middle field, he's so instinctive. He's such a good top down player. Like when you see him make plays on the ball top down, he's always in the right position. And that puts him in that position. And also when you play the Colts, like owning the middle of the field is huge. Like Pittman and Tyler Warren, all those guys, like when they manned up, and they manned up more than anybody had manned up against Indy all season long, including Denver. It's pretty fucking ballsy. Duggar's in there on 3 days of practice playing safety next to Ramsey. One thing about the Steelers is, and maybe we see this matchup again, they match up pretty well because of the size that they have in the secondary. Joey Porter Jr., Ramsey's a big physical guy. Mm-hmm. You can put him on a tight end, and they have fast backers in the middle. And in that game, the way the script supported their game plan, then it became a pass fest from Indianapolis. So I thought that it was just the kind of day they needed. Turnovers, 6 turnovers. They hadn't had one in a month. So
So let me
Only
let me
4
play,
on the season coming in.
Let me play devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, not this shit on the Steelers, but 6 turnovers and you only win a game by 7 points.
I don't think this is sustainable.
No.
Okay, I just want you to know that,
Bro,
like on record.
Because hearing 6 turnovers, you would think that you won a game by at least 3 touchdowns.
Well, it's not like the offense lit it up.
No, yeah.
Okay, and this is closer to the vision they had for their team before the season, but that doesn't mean that every week it's going to be this way. I mean, I thought the edges in this game were extreme. I thought Highsmith played as well as anybody on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He made some great plays. They went sim pressure a couple times, dropped into a zone, made a play. Early downs, the Colts throw the ball a lot. And TJ Watt had an early down strip sack. Highsmith had one. The edges were keyed on that very thing, and they also made a lot of plays knifing under pullers and that sort of thing.
24 out of 27 points off of turnovers
Yeah.
for Pittsburgh. So that means really there's the Steelers, their offense
And-
didn't do that much.
No.
But to win games, you got to play complementary football, and to take advantage of scoring, like when it is off of a turnover, that's what you kind of have to do.
You have to.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, those turnovers are set up in short fields, which was big for this Steelers offense. The way it's set up, Rodgers' depth of target was 3 yards.
That's crazy.
every
That's
day.
me to Tanner.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me to Tanner.
3 yards.
Man,
That's crazy.
I mean,
dude.
that's like check down merchant on steroids.
No, I know, and I think one guy that they could, and I've talked about how the tackle, the big tight end thing has worked for them. Spencer Anderson, I think is the guy's name. 74. They put him over there next to Washington a lot, and that's been a thing. Like they've been starting to run outside zone, more efficiently, and they're running a lot of stuff off it. In this game, you end up having to actually, like with a guard down, put Anderson in at guard. So they're a little bit out of sorts. I also think they found something yesterday with getting Washington the ball. It's kind of crazy because he could be wearing a fucking tackle number, but if he can catch the football, like you can put that ball anywhere near his body, and he's gonna just be putting it on dudes' heads, man. It's just gonna be like he's such a mismatch.
That's what's interesting to me, Chris. You're talking about a mismatch for a guy for the Steelers who's like an athletic specimen, and you're like, oh, you're probably talking about DK Metcalf. No, you're talking about Darnell Washington, dude, who had fucking 6 targets, and DK only had what, 4 or 5?
He's getting tired of DK Metcalf, dude. He's getting tired of the lack of attention.
Need
to
Washington.
detail.
He needs to eat. Washington's got to eat.
You got to find somebody that you can get the ball to because, I mean, it's just slim pickings, especially if Metcalf can't get going. And that's the thing about Metcalf. He's kind of boom or bust. And, Washington can be the guy underneath. I mean, mixed in with some targets to the other wide receivers. But I just want to explain something. The Daniel Jones pivot route that he threw the pick on, this is interesting. I turned to Nolan when I saw it, and I go, that didn't look right because you went on the pivot, but it was like Wilson stepped right in there. They're running that to beat man coverage, but they're running that pivot route right over where the back's going to exit the backfield. And so Wilson, who had a great game, is just standing there keying Jonathan Taylor, and he finds himself in that window. So, some of these turnovers are explainable. Obviously you bring the blitz and Wilson makes a play on the ball and it falls right in Sawyer's hands. I think that Indy will be better. I said this, when Indy loses and they look human, I'm not going to jump off the bandwagon. I think they're a good football team.
Yeah, I think those. You said it, the turnovers is an aberration. I think they'll be able to flush that, and then. But one thing that coming out of this game that I think Colts fans are a little concerned about is the defense. I mean, the offense has been so great this whole season. They've kind of been able to hide what's been an average unit across the board, and getting set up in these short fields over and over. A lot of sudden change defense that damn broke for them. So I think that's a matchup that a lot of offenses in the AFC actually kind of like. That's
the thing about, like, if they want to get to the bowl, who are they going to play in the playoffs? The teams that they have to worry about in the AFC. They already beat Denver, right?
Yep. KC, Buffalo.
KC, Buffalo. I think Kansas City and Buffalo score 40 points on this defense. And that's not to say that they're a terrible defense. I just think they match up well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to sit back and play zone and you're going to, and you don't have 2 corners and you don't have like we talked about the rushers. I think Latu's come along. I like him. I like Pay. The guys inside are great.
Latu had 3 sacks, right?
Yeah,
2.5 or 3 sacks.
But they could use a little bit more rush, in my opinion. And I've been saying that it's hard to back it up when guys make plays, but I think when it comes down to it, like they're going to have to, because of the rushing coverage balance, find a way to put more pressure on quarterbacks. So we'll see. I don't know. That was a big win for the Steelers. Do I think it's fool's gold? Not quite, but it is hard to sustain 6 turnovers in a fucking football game. So Denver and Houston, folks. It's rounding out the AFC. Well, not rounding out. We still got we're not flyovers. No,
my bad.
Although this game, although this game, you could have circled the tarmac for a while because it was. Now I will say this: like I put a lot of money on Houston. I gave out the under.
We talk about put money. You got to be careful with that.
Why?
Because we were talking about a game with the legendary, bounty hunter. So you got to be careful.
Which one?
Sean Payne, the coach of the Broncos.
Oh yeah. Well, that was Greg Williams, my old coach.
Yeah.
So, so
he was there.
But so I had Houston, and I think I was right. I really do. Davis Mills. Well, we've had some moments, me and Davis Mills, over the years. There was a moment in this game where it tied the football game at 15. You guys have a great drive read, and a great 2-point conversion.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And not to mention the fucking Texans are on the 1 yard. They have 1st and 1 on the goal line. They have 1st and 2 on the goal line. They come up with 6 points net in those situations. It's like a recurring, the movie Saw, how they made like 7 or 8 of them. Mm-hmm. There's like a million sequels to that shitty fucking possession I saw down at the goal line against the Seahawks 4 times. It's seriously, it's so ugly the way this team's built, and it makes it so hard on the quarterback, whoever's playing quarterback for them. But Davis Mills, tied at 15, missed 3 throws in a row at midfield. Who did he miss? He missed Kirk on a seam on third down. That that
was the one that was just wide open.
It was wide open.
He kept running.
He is wide open. He missed 2 other balls prior to that. Like he missed Woody Marks in the flat. But like those are the moments where you just can't win that game with a backup quarterback, especially against that defense. You can't kick field goals against them. I felt bad for D'Amico at the end of the football game, watching the time expire because his defense played so well, and they are so different at home. But the game management, the offensive output in the red zone, I mean, that falls on his shoulders as well. And I think also this, 1:14 to go, Denver's got 2 timeouts. You're backed up. Houston's got the ball. So what are you doing in that situation, guys? You're going to focus on the first down first and make Denver use their timeouts. Complete the football, run the football. You're not going to punt it back with a minute to go, right? That's exactly what the fuck they did. They threw an out to the field. Davis Mills on first down threw an out to the field, dude, against this defense. And then on second down, they throw an out, and they're out of bounds, dude. 5-yard gain, out of bounds. So you're 3rd and 5. Denver hasn't used a fucking single timeout. You go incomplete, check down, Zach Allen on the pressure. Just a fucking disaster. And here's another thing. Noel, where did he go? All of a sudden, because Christian Kirk's healthy, you're going to take the guy off the field who's been playing the best for you?
Mystifying.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. So let's talk about the Broncos, who have won now how many straight, Reed?
I think we're up to 6. And just cruising.
We're up to 6. Very humble.
Yeah, just one of the hottest teams in football.
Who's counting?
And the hottest team in the fourth quarter.
Best fourth quarter team in the league.
Dude, Broncos point differential through 3 quarters -1. Point differential in the fourth quarter plus 53. Don't see us in the fourth, fellas.
That's crazy. If you can just get to the fourth quarter.
Right. No,
that is truly the game plan with
Nolan said it a couple weeks ago. He's an ADD quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
it's a crisis.
You know what that probably
they
is?
need crisis.
Honestly, it's probably having to do with conditioning because you guys do practice all the time in higher elevation, and I would think more teams.
That's very interesting.
You turn up in the fourth quarter while everyone's kind of out of breath. We're like, bitch, we do this every day.
That's really interesting. You know what else they have? In all seriousness? They have a run game. They stay at it. Like we said this coming to the game. The only place you're going to get yardage against this team is running up the middle. And they did. They had a game plan for the rushers. And the game plan was Garrett Bowles on one side locked his side down. That guy was fucking fantastic yesterday. And of all the guys in the NFL that you're like, good for him, when you look at his career trajectory,
great for him.
They called him a bust early on. He's on shitty teams. It's almost like when your team's good, Everybody plays better, and he's become a stalwart for them, a decade-long kind of blindside protector. He's great yesterday to the point where Hunter and Anderson are switching sides because Hunter's like, nah, you come take this one over here. And here was the plan they had for Will Anderson. We're going to throw a lot at this guy. We're going to run the ball at him. And they did. And they slowed the rushers down enough. Their game plan early was take shots, maybe force DPIs, flip the field because points were at such a premium. They just stuck with the run game. They hit the shots eventually. Bo Nix was late. And here's the thing about the Broncos that, like, if do I buy them? Yeah, I buy them, but Bo Nix is going to hurt you at some point because he sprays the ball. He's a little bit late in crunch time in some of those big moments. But in the fourth quarter,
don't see us in the fourth.
When you play it at a mile high and you're in better condition and you're well coached, so the schemes come back in the fourth quarter. A legendary offensive coach, he's saving up his best calls for crunch time, right? And eventually you hit some of those balls, and they have. To give credit to Bo Nix, he has hit those balls late in games. But I worry about the first three, like, can you sustain playing this inconsistently offensively?
Exactly, and there is going to come a game where a one-score game where we're not going to come out on the top because we haven't built up such a lead early in the game. It's happened all season. We haven't built up that cushion when we should have. One thing, though, that Bo Nix, like, baller in the fourth quarter, he hits it, but last year you talked about it frequently. He would take sacks. He would bail early. He's worked on this hard. He is the best. He only has taken 8 sacks on the season.
That's great.
The best of all quarterbacks. So he's and you see him improving at least in that area of QBing. He had that drop pick where he was late, down the middle, late as all get out, and then that pass down the sideline that was an interception. Those are just two things that you don't want to see, and you see him pat his chest afterwards. He says, my bad, that's on me.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
They all love the guy, and I
You
think
can tell,
he's obviously a starting quarterback, and he's a franchise quarterback. What do you define franchise quarterback as? I define it as a guy you can get a 5-7 year run out of. Like, he's going to be a certain generation of Broncos fan is going to grow up with Bo Nix as the quarterback. That's a franchise quarterback, okay? So I'm not saying he's a shitty quarterback. What I am saying is there are some things in his game that I want to see him eliminate.
You want to get it out.
Now his legs with the game on the line, and part of that is a function of Houston's terrible rush lanes. The fact that they are so conditioned to move the pocket and bail to 14 and take shots, that created a situation late in the game where they're rushing 4, and there's 30 yards between both ends. And, you've got a defensive tackle, Bo. You know how this feels, like in the middle of the field trying to cover 20 yards of ground. That's where they killed him. And, obviously his legs are a big part of the equation. But I think defensively, Hufanga's been a huge addition.
He's been unreal.
That guy makes it so hard to operate in the run and the pass game. The kickers, Lutz and Crawshaw.
We got to give love to Crawshaw because yesterday, 53.5 yards a punt.
That guy's a weapon.
Inside the 20.
So, I know you don't want to get a kick block and that sort of thing, but I don't think Lutz has missed a game-winning field goal in a long time. It's
been a minute. Yeah.
He's been good lately, hasn't he?
So he's been great.
The special teams mixed bag, but the kicking game in crunch time, pretty good. And another thing is, fucking Greenlaw shows up yesterday and makes some plays and kind of solidifies the middle of that defense.
27 snaps definitely helped out. It's great that we have depth at that position now at the inside linebacker spot. We can kind of get 3 guys in there. But you talked about this as well. R.J. Harvey. You said, I think 2 weeks ago, I'd love to see more R.J. Harvey. 3 straight receiving touchdowns, or 3 straight games with a receiving touchdown.
He's a weapon, and they flip the back to get him on toe-to-toe. And he runs right by him.
Yep.
It's just those little things where, like OCs that hunt matchups. Not all of them do it. And that to me is like a big moment in that game, and they get it there. So, just young guys stepping up. Evan Ingram got no burn. Nick sailed the ball to him.
He almost got a paw on.
He almost got a hand on it. But and that hurt my fantasy team. I have like 3 Broncos receivers. It's a bad deal. But yeah, no. And Sutton didn't have to win all day. He just had to win once.
Yep.
And he did.
Yep.
So
Mercedes Lewis, shout out, 41 years old. He pinned a block to sprint J.K. Dobbins.
Yes, he did.
About 12 yards.
Yes, he did.
It was great.
Yeah.
Great to see him out there.
Good to see.
Didn't look like he
Mercedes
had missed
Lewis.
a day either.
No.
Good for Mercedes.
Yeah.
So crazy to think that my rookie season, I was walking into a Jaguars locker room and just seeing this dude that looks like a goddamn basketball player, like his body type, like,
Yeah.
without seeing him in pads and everything, and just seeing that he's easily like one of the best like blocking tight ends like ever, and just to know that he's still in a locker room.
Strength stays.
I guess it does.
It does.
It does. And
if you're a strength player, that stays.
And it doesn't surprise me because he was the guy that's doing all these weird stretches and these bands and all this stuff 45 minutes after practice, still in your pads, and you're just like, what are you doing? And he would always be like, you got to take care of your body, man. Just got to take care of your
I'm
body.
trying to play until 2025.
Right? And here he is still doing
That's
it.
crazy, dude.
What's the next step for the Texans?
The next step for the Texans at this point is to try to figure out what's next.
Sell.
I think the next step for the Texans is, and I was talking about them being buyers had they found a way to win, one or two of these games, but
because it's like for the Texans right now, you can't break that defense up, right? Like,
well, go ahead and look at. No, you can't look at the one thing is you mentioned Hunter.
What you have to do is figure out a plan how to just completely reshape that offensive line, and part of doing that would be getting some draft capital for some of those guys.
You need it. That's if you think C.J. Stroud's your guy, which I still think he is the guy.
They got to rebuild the O-line in the next 2
if you're
years.
outside looking in, all their capital's on their defense right now.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, but you know what?
But
they pick up a couple mid-round picks here today if you can.
Mm-hmm.
and hey, Sheldon Rankins.
Sheldon,
That'd be a good one to get rid of.
Now we brought this up. Hunter, he's 30 years old, 31 years old, something like that. Is he affordable? Like, our team's calling about him after yesterday. He's 31 years old. Like, he's productive. But I don't see him being that way forever, right? Like,
he definitely gets you some capital, though.
he can,
But yeah, I mean,
he can
I
get you some
think
capital.
the thing is, it's like, what good is an elite defense if you don't have an offense? Is like the question they're facing
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly.
And over the next 2 years, it's like, so that question in of itself is all the reason to break up the defense, in my opinion.
And you don't have to break it up all the way. You can find a young rusher.
Yeah,
Or
totally.
you can find another corner or something, and they have good depth.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. It's sad to me that Houston has so fumbled this bag over the past 2 years because they were so ahead of schedule. And it's a cautionary tale for like the Washington Commanders, who the first year the quarterback looks like, oh, he's good enough. We're going to be good no matter what, and then you just fuck around and you find out.
That's right. That's right. Before we move, can I ask a question about the Broncos to the group?
Yes.
This isn't a troll thing. This is an honest question.
Incoming troll.
About 10 months ago, this team went into Orchard Park in the wild card round and lost 31-7 to the Bills. How much better do we think this Broncos team is than that team?
Well, they're a Dre Greenlaw better defensively,
and a Hufanga.
and a Hufanga better.
So defense is slightly better.
Defense is significantly better. I think a lot of that team also is you had my bad.
Long answer.
No, you're good. Go.
I'm just saying.
Go. This is a Broncos fan right here. It's a real live Broncos fan.
A lot of it too is, hey, that's a first playoff game for young quarterback, young receivers, all those guys.
Right.
They've had a full season almost to this point of playing, getting more under their belt, and being prepared for that moment. You look at all the drives, fourth quarter drives this season. They're ready for those.
Defense is outstanding. And I want to love this team because I love Reed.
Yeah.
But it's just like every week I watch and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if they're any better.
Well,
Like,
they
the
have
defense was
so
a top
much.
5 unit last year.
They have so much. I mean, we talked about their offense, like, and by the way, like going to Pat Bryant on a big third down, like he's gonna be a guy for them. But like, I don't know that they're wildly talented outside. And again, R.J. Harvey's fun, and Dobbins is a good player, but like they don't have a back that truly scares you in the tackle box.
Exactly.
Like they have a good offensive line, and the quarterback's a little bit inconsistent. So, the results are going to be variable. Could they win a playoff game against the Bills? Sure, they could win a playoff game against the Bills, but could they also lose like 7 out of 10 times? Yeah,
Probably.
Because the results are so variable.
Hey, we
from
just
the
need one.
quarterback.
Just
No.
need one.
Need
See us
one.
in the fourth quarter.
You need one
Just
4
need
times,
one.
though. That's the thing about this
Right.
league,
Yeah,
and
true.
I harp on that all the time. I talked about it last night. When the Eagles started 4-0, and just to show you I'm not just doing it to you, when the Eagles started 4-0, I was the one being like, hey, man, I don't see good enough to think like, hey, you're just going to walk in the playoffs and win the whole thing again because of the inconsistency. You have to win 4 games in a row. And, of course, when I said that, everybody was like, oh, you're so fucking stupid. They're 4-0. But I'm talking about against 4 playoff teams. And I'm talking about – and they played some good teams to start the season, but you can't take halves off offensively. You can't – it can't be an ebb and flow thing. And so I have the same concerns with Denver, although I wouldn't put Philly and Denver in the same category. New England, Atlanta, Nate, your Super Bowl team.
Hey.
The New England Patriots. What'd you see yesterday?
I see a team that they need to – first off, I want to give a hand clap to New England Patriots defense. Up front, run game. Hey, if you're playing against the Patriots, just know your star running backs, they ain't getting shit on the ground if you hand the ball off to them. You better plan on dinking, dunking, and throwing them a pass. Bijan Robinson, we talked about it last week. He only 12 carries for 49 yards. And hearing that for Bijan is absolutely crazy, and especially in a game where they only lost by 1 point. Should have tied it up. Should have went to overtime most likely. But
that kicker, man.
Godly. Kickers. But Atlanta has to make up their mind, like, what type of team they're going to be. Like, they, I think, should have won this game, and they had a plan on defense that I felt like worked really well against Drake May. Drake May, a lot of times he kind of looked confused, didn't know, like, where he wanted to go, and I think it was a testament to Falcons was blitzing the shit out of him. They had 6 sacks. They had him running and flustered, but the Pats, they're a well-coached team this year, and I talk about it. We talk about it every week. Vrabel, I think coaching doesn't get talked about enough, but when you're in close games, I think that's the edge that, like, as fans, you might not watch or see. And you talk about this year about situations and situational football. All that is based on your coaching and how much it's getting coached and how many times you're put in these hypothetical situations during the week in practice or in camp. But Drake May being a younger quarterback, that team, they just look very, very good and close. Hold on.
Looks like we got some trades.
Uh-oh.
So Jerry Jones said the Cowboys made a trade. He did not disclose who.
Oh, my God, dude.
Those Cowboys.
You got to be kidding me.
He said on the trade, immediately it will address some things that have been our shortcomings.
Okay, well, it's either pass rush or it's linebacker or it's –
He went and got Miles? Do you think? Are we saying he went and got because he's doing this? Is this worth Miles?
No, what? No, because
This
remember
is a big rollout.
Because remember they so like this is probably like if you went and got Myles Garrett, you'd just be like, hey, I just got Myles Garrett. But if you go sign Kyer Elam in free agency, you know, or whatever, like you kind of build a little intrigue because he's in the business of impressions. He's like basically a content creator. Me and Jerry have a lot in common. But like, what the fuck is this, dude? I want to know who you traded for. The show ends at fucking 5:00. So tell us. Any guesses?
It's gonna be like Jacob Martin.
No, or he went and got Trey Henderson or Bengals. Is that big enough to do this? Who's big enough to do this? Trey or Miles, right? Everyone else we're just gonna be like, oh,
Miles, Crosby.
Dude, I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
Or Crosby. Those are the three.
And
people.
you know I love Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
But I don't think Trey helps enough to make that move.
No, bro, trust me. Like you've
not
been
at this
talking about
at this stage.
I don't either. But
I think if you're gonna swing on a pass rush, you got to swing big or you got to swing a little bit smaller than Trey Hendrickson. You know, like I don't know.
Max Crosby.
So Max Crosby,
Myles
Garrett would be the blockbusters. You know, Jermaine Johnson would be kind of like, or Bradley Chubb, that kind of player would be. Jeffrey Simmons. I mean, sure, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but they got Kenny Clark in there. I don't think it's gonna be Simmons. It's gonna be like.
I don't think you don't make the trade because of Kenny Clark.
They traded for a wide
I know. I'm
receiver.
just saying, like they have bigger needs.
Are you friends with Kenny Clark or something?
I love Kenny Clark.
I do too. But like, that's
him.
the last guy they're gonna check with. They're gonna be like,
No, I know. I don't like him as much on the Cowboys defense, but I don't think anyone does.
is there a
I just
backer
think it's
out
gonna be
there?
like a mid-tier player.
It's probably Logan Wilson.
What he said immediately addressed their shortcomings, right? So it's definitely a defensive player, obviously.
Yeah, it's either like Logan Wilson or maybe it's Demario Davis or something.
About
or,
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd. Don't scare him.
Brandon Graham.
Did I see something about Trey Hendrickson though on the timeline there?
That was alleged.
Oh, alleged.
Yeah,
What's the what are they alleging?
Well, Trey Hendrickson goes
the
there for a
Cowboys.
first, and
Did I see a Packers player?
That was a hypothetical. It was
Who was the Packers player?
It was they were just keeping it around.
Got it.
The guy they acquired for Micah Parsons.
Yeah, got it.
What's his name?
Kenny Clark.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
They just try to get Micah back somehow.
So anyways, we'll wait until Jerry's ready to spill the fucking beans here, Jerry.
So he said on the show, what you do is a little bit of my philosophy, controversy. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Not serial killing, not that, but controversy.
What?
The Dallas Cowboys probably have some kind of interest that we have in no small part because we stay out front, we stay controversial. When it gets slow, I stir that shit up. In fact, I just want to be relevant. I just want you to be looking at us. Now, I don't think that has ever kept us from scoring a touchdown. I don't think it has ever kept us from having a football player. I don't think it has ever kept us from the financial wherewithal to get a football player.
He'd make a great president, wouldn't he?
Hey, that's a good point. Hey,
kept you from the fucking
Hey,
it really is just about being talked about,
right? All my antics should not affect your performance on the football field.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing the selling. I'm selling the tickets. You guys go out and perform.
It is just about selling tickets. Anyway, so we'll talk New England. I thought, listen, a lot of run game yesterday. Yeah, faxes are Jerry Jones. so I was impressed with the run game. A lot of insert. Got on the edge in the second half. A lot of tight ends on the field. And then, you had the little scheme wrinkles that I thought were a lot of fun, like Douglas out of the backfield. They get him on Walker. That's a real oh shit moment. He ran Walker right into the camera guy. It's just that's a tough rep. So, they have a big boy offensive coordinator. They have a big boy head coach. And obviously this game's not as close if Drake May takes care of the football before the half. This is a game where he looked a little more human. That is a good defense. Like at times they played well. And up front, I thought the guys had trouble with movement. Onwenu had a tough day. Struggled with movement, and then defensively, Marcus Jones got picked on by Drake London. But Drake London's a stud, dude.
He was sensational.
He's a fucking stud.
Oh my gosh, he had like a bunch of highlight reel plays, hat trick, 3 tuds. He mossed Christian Gonzalez down the sideline on the drive to score before scoring that 4th and goal. Pretty wild sequence at the end of this one with the grounding thing.
Right.
That's being talked about a lot. So obviously it was grounding.
Yes.
But the real controversy is around
Pre-snap.
what happened pre-snap, right? With the clapping. That's Raheem Morris said after the game that he kind of tipped his cap, saying the Pats did a great job with situational football.
It's just so hard
clapping.
to prove that was it Hawkins?
Hawkins
is not clapping to get somebody's attention.
I looked at the all 22. Jalen, to me, it looks like Jalen Hawkins claps. Now, to me, the clapping happens after Pitts goes in motion across the formation. I think he is trying to communicate a coverage adjustment.
Yep.
There is plausible deniability there, and all the DBs are communicating. So, I certainly think there's plausible deniability, but just because it's Vrabel and the history of that stuff with him, and then they asked him about it in the press conference, and he did like an all shuck thing, like, I didn't see any clapping on film. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he's the guy that isn't he?
He got Bill.
Got Bill.
Yeah.
He got Bill on like the Trick Dick clock management thing.
Yeah.
But he also, when I was on Inside the NFL, we had this thing where I guess Bill was telling a story about like Vrabel simulating the snap count in a big game on defense. Maybe in one of those Colts games or something.
Okay.
So he's always been a fucking a gamesmanship guy.
No, and
as a player, as a coach.
The ball was definitely snapped early. Like there's multiple indicators of that. With like the right guard is still looking back at Penix when the ball snapped. That's how Milton Williams got through scot-free. Pitts almost didn't get across the formation in time with the motion. They almost snapped the ball right at Pitts' leg. So it was definitely snapped early. Whether that was intentional or caused by the Pats, who knows? But they were in plus territory after the completion of London. That threw them out of plus territory, and then they ended up having a punt late in the game.
So Atlanta is kind of a shit show, and I honestly at this point, like Raheem Morris, I feel like his seat's pretty hot.
Yeah.
It just the way they lose games, the inconsistency, the lack of. I mean, they have an identity, but it kind of goes out the window when they can't run the football and so one-dimensional in that way. And then the defense is so up and down, man. Sometimes they'll make Drake May look confused, make Josh Allen look confused, and then sometimes the Dolphins, who smell like shit.
Right. Smells.
Well, yeah, they did. They did confuse Drake May, but what hurt them in this game was, the Patriots were like 8 of 12 on third down. A lot of it was just short yardage conversions, like you mentioned, getting into big personnel.
Yeah.
They had a fullback in the game named Jack Westover. Sounds like a kid they called up from like Choate Rosemary Hall or
Choate
something.
Rosemary? Is that a real place?
That's like a prep school, right?
Prep school.
Up
Yeah.
there.
Is it?
But he did a nice job. And then,
Choate.
they were like 21 personnel, like 30% of the time or something. So
Yeah.
that certainly helped them in the short yardage stuff and kind of kept them on schedule. But
All right, so we're out of the AFC. Those are some of the best teams in the AFC. Minnesota Detroit turned into a really good football game. Bo, you were watching that one, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually had a lot of fun watching this game, man. And I'm not going to lie, going into this game, I pull for the Vikings. Okay, I'm from Minnesota. It's always been fun to watch the Vikes.
I remember that.
I was pretty hesitant on JJ McCarthy just because he hasn't played much. Like I didn't really know what to think. Okay, I wasn't expecting a lot, and I thought he played a lot better than I thought he would. He had some really clutch passes. He had a sweet touchdown throw to Justin Jefferson, who snagged it. But I think the real star of the show for me was the defense for the Vikings. They really made Goff uncomfortable. I thought B-Flow called a really good game. You've seen this so many times over the years with the mugged up double A gap pressures out of B-Flow, and the Vikings are getting a lot healthier defensively. They're getting guys like Cashman back and Van Ginkel, and then offensively they're getting Brian O'Neill back and Darrisaw, and obviously their young quarterback. I think going back to JJ McCarthy, it's like I interviewed Nate Tice last week, and he's like, yeah, they seem so hesitant to play their first round rookie quarterback. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're right. But he was really good in certain moments of this game. I thought he was really good against, the pressure. He did a really good job, like vet moves, small things. He hasn't played much, right? So you expect him to be uncomfortable against the blitz. He did well against the blitz. Like he checked out to like rocket screens and shit like that I was impressed by. And then a really good moment at the end to throw a ball in man to ice the game. I was impressed by JJ McCarthy. But again, like the Vikes defense looked really good. When this game started, like I think Laporta had like 3 catches in the first drive.
Oh, he was
70
eating
yards and had this sick touchdown. And everyone's like, okay, here we go again. The Vikes are about to get fucking cooked. And, to the Vikings' credit, they came out the next drive, had a big return on kickoff return, short field. And then, their offense came out and was cooking. Like guys like Aaron Jones, they got him back. He's going to be slightly banged up here for a little bit, but I think there's actually a lot of hope here for the Vikings. Like it seems like they're getting healthier. I feel like we all kind of have the same consensus that KOC is a really good coach. And this is one that I feel like the Lions kind of let slip away. Like I don't think the Lions necessarily played bad. They just didn't really look like themselves at times. Talking about them offensively, like the interior of their offensive line has been a little bit of an issue for them this year. They lost their guard. Yeah. I mean, obviously Ragnow retiring. They got Glasgow in there. And then they lost 2 guards in Mahogany and who's the other one? Tate Ratledge. So I think that's why a lot of those interior blitzes were hitting home for the Vikes. Yeah, I mean, this was actually a pretty good game, man. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. I was impressed by the Vikings. I was impressed by JJ McCarthy. It didn't seem like the moment was too big for him, and he seemed comfortable, which is, to his credit, not what I was expecting out of a guy with not a ton of experience.
For the Vikings, winning this game's great, right? But things right now are about the future. They're about like, hey, we just made a big decision. We gave the guy who is playing like an MVP right now to Seattle. We have this great offensive coach. We've got one of the best receivers on the planet. We've got, an elite number 2, good tight end. Offensive line's getting healthy. Like, we want to feel like by the end of this season that we made the right move. And I thought that was a step in the right direction. The guy's won 2 road division games in his first 3 starts, and he hasn't played great. Like, I didn't think he played great yesterday. He played fine. There's balls over
Yeah.
the middle of the field and Brady talked about this where he's got to get on top of the ball so it's not trailing. He put one behind Naylor that ended up
The
in a
1
pick.
ball, the 2 ball, the 3 ball.
Yes.
Brady would not shut the fuck up.
You want Brady to shut the fuck up? I don't. But as you said, like the key, and he hit a lot of outcuts. The key for me was the defense, and this is something that's more thematic and it's more relevant right now, which is that Detroit is not the same group they were last year offensively. Do I still think they're an elite NFC team? Yeah, if they don't have a million penalties in this game, if they don't shoot themselves in the foot, like they might win it. And I'd hate to be a Lion this week. Like fly on the wall later is going to be the Lions players this week, just getting flogged at their place of employment because fucking Dan Campbell's he's gonna be full pads like every day. But I think the thing that's concerning is the run game. 65 yards on 20 attempts, 5 sacks. Gibbs gave up like 7 pressures. You talk about some of those like cross dog pressures that they had, and Eric Wilson was huge in this game. But nothing bigger to me than Van Ginkel coming back. I think, I've made this argument before about him defensively, one of the most under-the-radar MVP-type players on his defense. Imagine you've got a playbook, and it's fucking this thick. How thick is it when Dallas Turner's playing on the edge for you? And how thick is it when
It's like
when
5'8".
Van Ginkel is on the edge? And part of that is because of personnel limitations, but also, Van Ginkel's a veteran and he knows how to play in Flores' defense. And you talk about the screen game, they fucking killed the screen game yesterday. 14% success rate on screens. Third down, average distance, 7.5 yards. So early down troubles for them, really bad. 20% success rate on first and second down. Only team worse yesterday in the NFL was, anybody got a guess on early downs? The Houston Texans.
The Colts?
The Houston Texans. So that's just bad company to be in. And I think there is something sustainable if you look at the Vikings because I think they gained some ground schematically. Ben Johnson's down there putting up 50 points on it is the Bengals, but the Bears are one of the most productive offensive teams in the league. Morton, who is not a terrible OC, who's grown on the job, is not Ben Johnson. And the interior offensive line is not the interior offensive line of yesterday. So, and you lose Mahogany. Like, I do have concerns about, and they're the same concerns I had to start the season. This interior offensive line and Jared Goff, the way he'll look if he's got pressure at his feet all day, which is what they decided to do was blitz the fuck out of the middle of the pocket. Not to the degree that they even do in most games, but it was the timely blitzes. I thought like beating man coverage from J.J. McCarthy was huge. This is just what happens, man, in the NFL. It's like it's hard to keep groups together, and I'm not putting the Lions to bed or something, but they have to hit the curveball on some of these personnel issues they have up front. Another thing is you bring in Tesla. He's caught 3 balls this year or something, dude. It feels like how much production does he have?
Let me see.
You got to find a way to get him the
I think
football.
he's got 3. I think he has like 3 touchdowns on like 5 catches or something crazy like that.
So
to your point, you're just saying get him involved more.
Get him involved more. And then with Amon-Ra St. Brown, I have a theory. He's the sun god. He dropped 2 balls yesterday. Is it a fall back thing? There's less sun, so he's like solar powered. I don't know, but he dropped 2 balls yesterday. He dropped 1 in the end zone. You never see him drop footballs. This was not their best day at the office, huh?
He had like a bad drop like the previous game also.
Dude, he's pretty automatic. I just thought that wasn't his best day. And it wasn't Detroit's best day, to be fair to them.
The drop 2 balls when they had the awesome bobble day for him. Did you see the bobbleheads they had for him? It's him doing that upside down stand, like headstand.
Yeah.
They
reverse bobblehead
as the bobblehead.
Oh, did they really?
That they gave out.
Oh, wow.
It's fire.
That's actually pretty cool.
It is. But
3. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
3 receptions on 6 targets for Tesla this season. And as we're talking about this with the scheme stuff, I wanted to ask you guys, when you guys were playing, did you feel like your in-division games, your opponents knew you best schematically? Like, I feel like that's what we've seen now with the Lions. But
yes.
Like, the worst they looked was week 1 against Green Bay. And then this game here where you're playing, in-division teams who are studying you all off season because they know you're going to.
It's a division game,
twice.
dude.
Yeah.
And the reason last year was that they got after him late in the season is like, their offensive line was really banged up. They played man coverage and they blitzed fucking Sam Darnold, and he looked like a totally different player. Like, this offensive line's gotten a little bit more healthy. Darrisaw's out there, as we mentioned. You talked about checking out of a pass to go to the screen on the edge and Fries decleats somebody. Like, the screen game was better. Like, they're just I don't know, man. Like, usually I watch Detroit play and there's a certain physicality about them. And I just didn't see that yesterday in the run game offensively. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's also a credit to KOC because we saw Grizzard 2 weeks ago get the same man coverage, the same guys off the street and guys that, are supposed to be depth pieces, and they were strapping because Baker was missing throws. But KOC scheming guys up, and I thought, like in that right, JJ made the throws. So it was a good day for Minnesota. It's not over for Detroit at all.
No.
They're a fucking good football team, but they're not as good as they were last year.
Get right week next.
I was going to say going
for Detroit. Detroit going to Washington is not.
Oh yeah, the revenge game.
They're going to score 55 points.
They're going to fucking murder
in the first half.
They're going to murder them.
But going back, I think it is an interesting point, Noel. Just your division opponents and like without Ben Johnson, like the Lions are not. They kind of like know what they are. They know that you know what they are, and they're going to commit to it. Which is like if you out physical them or if you like play their game, you know what I mean? Like you can beat them with scheme. I thought that's where Brian Flores did such a good job with those blitzes, just attacking like, the weak part of their offensive line and that kind of thing. Just what you said, Chris, we're not writing off the Lions for dead or anything like that, but it is a shitty way to lose to a division opponent because it's a game you could have won even though you didn't play your best. And I guess on the other side of the coin, for Vikings fans, the big question is like, do we have our guy in JJ? And is this kind of one of those wins similar to Jackson Dart and Scadaboo with the Giants on Thursday night? Like, is this a win against a division opponent that we can use to like galvanize our team headed down the rest of the stretch? I'm not sold on that.
No,
I mean, we'll see. I'm not fully sold on JJ.
No, I'm not yet. But at the very least, in a moment, he was a gamer, and it was good for him to get a win because people, people really, young quarterbacks, I don't know if it's the fact they get paid a lot or their quarterbacks are like, fans will jump on the hate train and it gets kind of personal. And, he took a lot of shit after the way the season started. So it was really good to see him coming up with a win. But here's a team that's, 500 now in the Vikings. I got a team who's above 500 and just beat the number one team in the NFC at a moment. And nobody's talking about them. It's the damn Carolina Panthers, man. Panthers 16, Packers 13. Who else?
Or young Prince.
Who else? You and me?
Did.
You watched it too?
I did.
Okay. So
a little bit of it.
What I think is so interesting about this game is like number one, Carolina's an underrated football team. They really are. Defensively, they throw a lot at you on the back end. Like the coverages are hard to diagnose. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of zone, but it all looks kind of muddy. They dropped a lot of dudes yesterday, and I think good in the run game, solid in the run game. Derek Brown, hell of a player, super underrated. Made some big plays yesterday. Wharton was a stud yesterday as well. I love Morig, the guy they got from Vegas. Mm-hmm. He made a big play on like a little RPO down in the red zone. Brown followed it up with a pressure. And Bryce Young's my Prince. He's a little man. He's throwing into a headwind. He's not going to be perfect out there in that weather. Okay, and to the Packers fans who are like, we didn't get a sack. We have like one sack or something.
Yeah, the Packers, they play down.
But the ball's out. The ball's out. There's probably Micah Parsons said it after the game. There's probably 10 true dropbacks in that game. And as a rusher, I've been there, so I know what that's like. And I can honestly tell you, I'm not worried about the Packers pass rush. What I am worried about is I'm worried about the Packers offense. And it's everybody's gonna say, "Oh, shocker! They scored 13 points in this game." I think they've got issues, and one of the issues that they have is obviously losing Tucker Kraft. He was kind of like the centerpiece of this offense. Mm-hmm. I think they've missed Jayden Reed a great deal underneath. I've talked about the fact that you bring on Matthew Golden, you're trying to make him the Jayden Reed in his absence a little bit, but he's not that guy. Christian Watson's not that guy. Wicks is a good player, but he's not that guy underneath. Kraft is the rack guy. Kraft's the guy who, you can dump him the ball for 4 yards and he can take it for 30. They don't have that anymore. And they're also a group that likes to get big, and they're a group, and this is what drives me fucking crazy about them. So I don't want to make I don't want to make this game like bigger than it is because they lost Kraft and they lost Golden, but there's a pattern with these guys. They're fourth in the league in yards per play at 5.8 yards per play, but they find themselves sleepwalking in games early, and a lot of them are at home, which is a funny thing. They failed to exceed 10 first half points in 5 games this year, unless I fuck this up. 4 of them were at home. And I think they play too slow, and I think it blows up in their face on like a drive like the first one where they take 8 minutes off the clock and they get in the red zone and Williams fumbles the football.
Yeah.
You know, or a team that runs a lot on first down, which they do when they take a negative on first down and they get in second and long. Those guys heated them up yesterday on second down. That was where the Packers lost the game, was on second down, taking pressures on second down. So you can kind of see like their drives are like houses of cards, man. And, you know, they're so talented, but at the same time, the longer their drives go, like for instance, their second possession yesterday started in the second quarter. So you do all that, you fumble the football, and then you get 3 possessions in the first half. So like I'm all about playing slow and playing keep away, but when you're better than your fucking opponent, like put your foot on the gas pedal a little bit, go tempo, spread them out. Now you're going to have to. Maybe this is going to actually force them to get into some lighter sets, but I think they're a better pass blocking group than a run blocking group. Like they need to be a little bit more pass first. You know, they're conservative. They were conservative before the half. Then they get down low in the red zone on 3rd and 3, you know, on the 8, and they throw a fucking screen pass for a 5-yard loss. And then they go on 4th and 8. And, you know, it's like Dallas. Remember Dallas? They're aggressive before the half. They give up a strip sack. So, like, they're kind of too aggressive there. And then at the end of the game, in overtime, they're conservative as fuck. It's just like LaFleur, there's no rhyme or reason. I'd like to see them generally be more aggressive. Does Jordan Love need to play better? Fuck yeah. I don't know where he's throwing that football. But I look at the route concepts on this team. It's a lot of fucking verticals, man. And, you know, they're kind of a boom or bust team, or they're just going to move the ball down the field slowly. And unless you're perfect, which they've shown they are not a details team, they're a young team, they're going to wreck drives and they're going to limit possessions. And if you're one of the top 5 offenses per play in the league, you need to be running more plays, not less plays. So to me, you need to, in the aftermath of losing Tucker Kraft, speed things up, be more aggressive, play in some lighter sets. When Jayden Reed gets back, that will change things. But you need to make a trade for a tight end. You do. And the names that we came up with last night, and you guys take a vote, maybe the people in the chat can take a vote. Njoku, that's my favorite.
Ooh.
Ertz.
Yep.
Pitts. Nolan threw out Pitts, and there was one more, I
Dalton
believe.
Schultz.
Oh, Dalton Schultz. And Juwan Jennings. There are tight ends available right now. And, you know, Musgrave's breakout. Well, it would help if Jordan Love saw him on the first fucking play of the game where he's wide open and he'd still be running. So, like, I don't know, man. I think they need a tight end. You still want to be in 2 tight end sets, but they need to pivot a little bit at this point because they're going to keep getting the same results.
It's crazy because we talked about this like maybe last episode before, but I just feel like for Green Bay that Tucker Kraft's injury was one of those in-game things where maybe like all those guys are like really like cool with him, and I feel like that probably threw them off, just being like, dang, like our guy like just had career game, 3 touchdowns in the game, and they know how valuable he is, and then to see that and have that excitement only for a week, and then to see him down on the field and kind of know like, oh, he's probably gone for the season. I feel like that might take a lot out of guys, but I don't know what the fix is to that in the moment or to try to get guys back on track, but it's just something that is interesting, and it's just like
I just don't like the way they run their offense, man. I just don't. And I understand you've been dealt a tough hand with Jayden Reed, you know, in the collarbone. The 2 games where they were great off script early in the game was the first 2 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Since you've been gone, it's fucking it's super unpredictable. And like when you go on long drives, you understand what I'm saying. You eat up the whole clock, and then you even the playing field.
Yeah.
If I'm better, I want to be on the field and I want to run a bunch of plays.
Well, and piggybacking off your point, if they do go more tempo, you know, look at those tight end options, Njoku or Schultz, guys who can block pretty well too. They would fit that personnel pretty well.
Yeah.
If you're gonna stay on the field with that personnel group, whether it's 11 or you know.
What about the Panthers right now? Panthers being what are you thinking about if you're them? Like
Are the Panthers buying? Are the Thurs good enough to buy, dude?
That's what I was saying. Like, and with someone like Dowdle playing the way he is, do you think there's any
in the
value?
playoffs?
Well, I think
Chuba?
I think Hubbard's trade bait. He barely got the ball yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think Hubbard ends up somewhere else.
And the Panthers are 3-0 when Dowdle gets the ball 20 or more times, and they won that game yesterday. And when he got the ball more than 20 times, and Chuba only got 5 carries. So
Yeah.
that's probably indicative to saying that.
I mean, they don't have scary edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
They get young guys.
It seems like a defense with dudes who do their job.
They're well coached.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in coverage, they made the Packers earn it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing is like the Packers, they're going to go on these long drives and eventually make a mistake. The Packers need to get on their shit. They're a young team. They're off the details, and I don't love the scheme. I don't love the scheme offensively.
Packers
So
are
you got
owing.
look, you're two. Oh no, it's Josh. So yeah, the Panthers and Kansas City, they got the same record. They Spider-Man.
I know. It's crazy, right?
Right. So
Right
you
now-
think
It also
the
goes to show
Panthers,
you
they
how
have a chance
different.
to make the playoffs.
No.
Confident? No.
Well, no, they have a chance to make the playoffs, but I think where you're trying to go is, do you think that they're the same team? Do the Panthers have a chance to get in the playoffs?
So they're 9th right now.
The
5 and
NFC
4.
South is weak.
What's their schedule look like coming up? Let's see if we can get the Thurs and my childhood team here with my Prince.
Oh, they look easy win next week. They host New Orleans next Sunday.
Well, okay.
So
I
they go.
thought you were saying they played the Jags.
So week 10 Saints, then they go week 10 Saints, then week 11 they go at Falcons, week 12 at 49ers, then home against the Rams, week 13 bye week, at Saints, home Bucks, home Seahawks, at Bucks.
I see 2 more wins for sure.
The problem is week 16 through 18.
Yeah, no, listen, they might put themselves in position to be in the thing, but I don't know, man. It just feels like they're not quite scary enough offensively outside, and I don't know that they have the pass rushers to scare you defensively. I think even most Panthers fans would say they're not offended when I say, like, could they get in? Sure, but like,
do you expect it?
Do I expect them to make noise in the playoffs? No.
Right.
And
Does
honestly,
anybody want them to actually get in?
I mean, I kind of do.
It would be fun.
Be
You're
good
a
to
Prince.
To see
see
playoff
my Prince
Bates,
play in January.
playoff Bates running up and down the sideline would be electric.
Yeah.
It would be electric.
Can you imagine Bryce
Yeah, but
trying to regulate his
not even on the
body
team,
temperature
dude.
at Arrowhead, and it's like -10? Poor guy.
The Panthers are just the second NFL team since 1970 to have a winning record through 9 games, despite being an underdog in every game.
It's pretty awesome.
Packers are 0-2 in games when they're 11-point or more favorites.
Definition
I
of
told
playing
somebody.
with
I
your
told
food.
somebody texted me.
Definition of playing with your food, right there.
I told somebody texted me. They said, "Hey, put these 3 teams in a teaser. They're not losing. 2 of them, Detroit and Green Bay, lost." And I warned the dude about Green Bay because it's just too many fucking points. I mean, if you're looking at take a side, but like you saw what they did against the Browns, dude. They just, when you put everything on the line playing slow, the gravity of the big plays becomes even bigger, and they're not automatic enough in those moments. So, all right, Chicago, Cincinnati, way more fun game.
Whiskey.
This is the drunk game of the day, dude.
I got some stats to start this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Kickoff return for a touchdown.
A blocked field goal,
A blocked field goal.
an onside kick recovery.
Onside kick. 500 yards of offense. 2 receivers with 100+ receiving yards. 15 points in less than a minute. 42 total points. And you still lost. Like the Bengals.
Fry them, dude. They've been.
I've been saying you've been trying to save them. You've been slowly.
I put them
pulling
on the
their
grill.
tail. We put them on the grill. You helped them off so many times, bro. You really have.
I know, but like you're talking to me this week, not me 3 weeks ago.
Okay, I got you.
This isn't a gotcha moment.
No.
I bet the Bears. And there's evidence of this. Can you show the video? Actually, There's evidence. So before you try to take a victory lap on me, like Chicago fans yesterday when I tweeted, I hate the Bears. They're all illiterate. They don't read sarcasm. Why would I type I hate the Bears after they blow a lead in the fourth quarter unless I like the Bears today? Like, I got Bears fans taking victory laps in my fucking mentions, guys. I bet on your team. Pull it up. Pull it up. This was the
Oh my God.
Bears fans right now they're like in that political class of football fans that like they're so into their quarterback or so against their quarterback they're all emotional. Somebody was coming at my vertical leap.
Yeah.
I was just hyped. I was just hyped because I had Bears minus 2.5, and
That
you know if you
strut
watch the
coming
game,
back, you had a strong strut. Chest was out.
oh, chest was out, bro. I was hyped. Man, I was hyped. That saved my bacon, man.
Oh my
Colson Loveland. Look at us showing freeze frames of the play because the NFL is going to, like, fucking arrest us. All right,
Dude,
so
that was such a nice ball too. From that was so nice. It was like right on the money between
Beautiful.
like 4 dudes, like with timing.
he threw a couple of those yesterday, man. And you knew coming in they were going to have time. And if he has time, he's just going to kill you late in the down, dude. And you don't have the coverage guys behind it. And the run game, man. The run game was the thing that made me feel like through much of the game, no matter what, they were going to get the ball last and win. Now, they fucked the whole game script up, and that's what worries me about the Bears is, like, their corners are trash. And they gave up 1,000,000 yards yesterday. But, like, I just – the run game was a sight to behold. And I've been on this thing talking about Darnell Wright. I think he's the second coming of Penei Sewell. I do. I think he's that good. What he did to Shamar Stewart on 4th and 1 should be illegal.
Those a couple baptisms.
Public transit, brother. He woke up on the other hash and was like, how did I get here? And so that dude's a dog in the run game. The Monangai, like 40-yarder late in the game, which was huge, even though it got real messy. It's behind Darnell Wright. The guy's a stud. He cartwheeled on the touchdown. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bro, like the guy's just a big grizzly bear, and they run behind him. Monangai's really good. I don't want to say that it's like he's the back now because they were playing Cincinnati. That's another thing with Cincinnati. The NFL should hire Cincinnati to continue to be this way because their defense makes one game a week super interesting. Like the Jets last week scored 50 points, bro. You got Breece Hall throwing touchdown passes to like I forget who.
You can't have your guys walking out the game saying one stop. Like,
Bro.
There have been 5
one,
games
dude.
this season
Just one.
where an offense has had 500 plus yards. 3 of those games have been against the Bengals defense. And the Bengals defense is the first team since the 1960s to score 38 plus points back-to-back games and lose both.
It's crazy. It's one of the most lopsidedly built teams. The other one's the Texans. You want to see what the version of this team
And
flipped
Dallas a
is?
little
It's
bit.
the Texans, dude.
The league should subsidize the Bengals so long as they don't spend any money on defense.
No, just keep it that way.
Just keep like
Just
the
keep it
cash
that way,
flow
dude.
offensively.
Those owners are so cheap. Just pay them to
Yeah.
keep the defense shitty because it is entertaining. Like every week you're going to get like – and I don't know what bookmakers do with this team. Like there's no number that's safe.
Nope.
No.
Like, you know,
Nope.
it's going to be
Just
40
bet the
plus.
over, right? Bet the over.
Every fucking week. So, man, there was a picture I tweeted yesterday. Reed, if you could pull that one up. I don't tweet a lot, so you could probably find it. It was after the Loveland touchdown. This is the most unbelievable sign. And the guy was like holding it proudly.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Oh my god.
I will not miss tackles. I will not miss tackles. I will not miss tackles. Look at him.
Yeah. And I think honestly across the board in NFL, we kind of have like, and it's something I feel like talking about with ex-players, we kind of have a problem with tackling like right now, and it's something that as the season gets later in the year, tackling's probably going to get worse because not too many teams are trying to strap up and really go full speed tackling during the week, and it's something where sometimes guys, you might need a refresher on tackling and angles and getting guys down. And it's right now, it's like it's hard to do that in practice. You don't want to lose someone on something cheap like practicing, but you see situations where guys are just literally not even trying to tackle. Like I say it all the time, I hate this shoulder bump shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, wrap up. Like, wrap up.
No, that's some wild stuff.
like it almost like I'm almost like at the point now where I think guys, like, you should have some type of monetary fine if you're back there and you're risking just throwing a shoulder tackle instead of trying to tackle, because it's just like
Some guys would be playing for free.
Maybe, and maybe that'll stop you, because like there's no reason why you should not be trying to tackle or wrap up, especially now. A lot of times when you do just throw that shoulder, it ends up in a penalty anyway.
Yeah.
Like it ends up in a penalty anyway. So it's like, just wrap up. And that's how it should be coached from now on. I don't know if it'll help a situation, but I know in that situation, at the very least, if you try to wrap up, you're tripping Loveland up, and he's not going for that touchdown.
You should show up at their facility and just tackle guys in the parking lot outside the lobby.
Office linebacker with Terry.
Yeah.
Bengals, Joe.
Bengals defense missed 15 tackles yesterday, 133 total yards. They entered the game yesterday with 94 missed tackles and 644 yards, both most in the NFL.
But here's what I do want to say. The Bears are going to win a division at some point in the next few years. Because I know it's just the Bengals, and, you know, I've been the first one to tell you when he hasn't played as well as you wanted him to play, or when he hasn't been as quickly the guy that you thought he would be. But, like, Caleb's good, man. He's a stud, okay? So I look at, like, that division, and I understand Jared Goff's really accomplished, Jordan Love's really talented, J.J. McCarthy's young, and, like, but there's no reason, if you're a Bears fan, like, you might actually answer the question, who would you start a franchise with right now? And you might say Caleb Williams without being a homer. Like he has a lot of upside. And, you know, if you look at the jump, but, you know, Ben Johnson, you mentioned the creativity. There was a play where Cole Kmet comes under center and takes a snap, throws it to Caleb Williams. He throws it back to Cole Kmet, and Cole Kmet throws a crosser. He hits a crosser. That guy played quarterback at some point.
Lefty dart.
I'm being careful about this. I'm not saying he's better than Jared Goff. But we do this thing where, like, if the guy's not there yet, that's who he is. I think he's going to keep getting better. I think Caleb Williams is going to keep getting better. I am the one that said pump the brakes last year. They're not going to win 10 fucking games the first year. This kid is talented as he was in college and not playing on time. Like, he's not going to all of a sudden play on time, especially in that offense. Shane fucking Waldron, okay? And play with all that dysfunction, the end-of-game antics in Detroit where they fucking blow the whole game. It's obvious that was the tip of the iceberg. It was a bad situation. This year, the situation's improved. This team just needs to work on the roster now and on parallel tracks, just continue to improve the quarterback. At some point soon, the Bears will win a division in that division. And that's not to say Detroit doesn't have control of it or Green Bay isn't the best roster right now. But if you're a Bears fan, like, at some point you're going to be happy. And you're probably already happy because this beats the fuck out of everything else you've been looking at the last 15 years at quarterback. And the Jay Cutler era was fun, right?
Yeah, well,
but you'd be lying to yourself. You're not telling me this guy's got he has some ability that maybe you haven't seen under center in Chicago in a long time.
Well, and he makes those plays when shit gets weird. Everything pops out, and, you know, he's running for his life, and he tosses a 90-mile-an-hour fastball along the sideline
going
for 15 yards.
Way.
Yeah.
But then when you want him to make an easy ass check down,
he's got to get more consistent.
The hospital, like,
he's got to get more consistent.
To Kmet is crazy. Just like, it's a regular pass that ends up into a hospital ball just because you can't just place it like gently where you need to, versus having your guy have to jump up and suscept himself to the type of.
I don't know. You know who sprays some throws sometimes? Mahomes sprays some throws sometimes. Like, there's guys that miss, but what they pay you for is the plays that nobody else can make.
Yep.
And so, like, I'd rather have the guy with the upside that I'm like, man, he can make some plays that nobody else can make. We got to fix the fixable stuff. And
I was going to say, on top of all this stuff with the quarterback improving, this run game is top 5 in efficiency in the whole league. Like, they've that aspect of the Ben Johnson vision has really taken shape too.
Yes.
And only midway through
I keep
the
main
first
thing,
season there.
thing.
So it's going to keep ascending for sure.
And I mean, yesterday you saw though the one thing they can do a little bit better at is find their number one wide receiver. They need to keep attacking the one because when they didn't do very well. Caleb Williams, their number one wide receiver, only had a touchdown and 2 receptions and 18 yards. But they find him more. It's
Yeah, Caleb Williams.
One wide.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'm just his laugh. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, because I told him earlier, and he was like, "Oh, I get it. It's a joke."
Yeah.
He was waiting for a reaction.
He was looking at me like, "Gotcha." I'm like, "What?" No. So I mean, right now they're not a team I see making a deep run, but like they're building something. So. All right, so I think it is time to hop in the cockpit, fellas.
But first, as we
load
load the plane and say hi to everybody on board,
I'm going to say hi to BetMGM.
BetMGM.
Yeah, everybody, welcome aboard. I'm going to help you make some money. Welcome to the Greenlight Podcast presented by BetMGM. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Just download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code GREENLIGHT. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. If that bet loses, you will receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets when using bonus code GREENLIGHT at sign up. Then get access to second chance promos, odds boost tokens, same game parlays, BetMGM original bets, and so much more. BetMGM, make it legendary. Guys, so many good games yesterday. It took us a while to get the flyovers. I mean, in Niners Giants, I mean, that was an interesting game. Yeah, it was an interesting game.
Mac Jones.
I mean, this game went pretty much as expected. I mean,
that line stunk.
It was a stinky line. Niners, ton of success running the ball, especially on the perimeter, which you can do against the Giants defense. We've seen teams be able to get out and force these corners to tackle. Either you do some pin pull stuff, pin the end, wrap a tackle around, and that corner's either got to set an edge in space or he's got to make a tackle in the back with a full head of steam. They averaged over 4 yards per carry across 39 attempts. That's outstanding. Another good showing for Mac Jones. It's him in this offense, man. It's like he found his soulmate. It's just like it's just meant to be. Like he's playing super steady, super efficient, doing enough to win ball games. And I mean, on the Giants side, I was a little disappointed with the Giants offense. I thought with the pass rush in San Fran being what it is, I thought they'd be able to score a little bit more. But third consecutive 2-7 start for the Giants. I think everybody in that building starting to know what time it is. So,
dude, when is enough with the injuries with San Francisco? Michael Williams tears his ACL.
Brutal.
They have no pass rush. Not like he was really helping a lot in that phase of the game. They get Keon White, but it's like, okay, as soon as the reinforcements arrive, then Michael Williams is out, who's been a really good run player.
Yep.
It's just like, how many injuries can they sustain?
Yeah.
It's when this happens, like, is it like all the strength and conditioning and your nutrition and just has to bite the bullet and just switch them out? Because, like, when you see this many injuries, like, does it, like, factor to something?
I mean, it definitely, there can be, like, correlation. There can also be bad luck,
for sure.
I wonder if, like, the physical style of play, the run game, like, lends itself to that sort of thing. But there's also been injuries outside, and there's been guys that get hurt, non-contact shit. And, like, so I don't know. It might just be, Levi's Stadium was built on, like, a burial ground or something, dude. And honestly, that stadium sucks.
Yeah.
I miss Candlestick so much.
I'm with you.
But yeah, like, if you're the Niners, man, there's just so much good news, bad news. You keep finding ways to win games. Salah being back is huge. That's a guy that I'd love to play for. Like, he's just the kind of guy that, all you know him is from TV and seeing him coach and at the podium. But, like, he's a guy that you'd love to just be on his team. Like, and I think those young guys, they play for him, and Shanahan's a great offensive mind. Look at the way Mac Jones looked. You talked about it. So they're going to be in some games, but I don't know with all the injuries, man. If a team can make them kind of more one-dimensional,
right,
a la the Texans, now there's only a couple Houston Texans defenses walking around, but, like, pull up their schedule real quick. They play the Rams.
Yeah, I wanted to see when they play the Rams and the Seahawks
next
again.
week.
Has teams ever I'm sure it has happened. Has teams ever traded for a guy in one season and got them back, like a big name trade? Like, is there any way Debo could find his way back to San Fran?
I mean, it's
I
possible.
I think
Is
the
it
rule
possible?
is you can't trade him back to that team
I didn't know that.
within a certain amount of time. I think it's
I
like
wonder.
a year or something.
I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know what the specifics are with that.
That's interesting. You just don't see it a lot, obviously. But here was a quite an interesting tweet that I got to check. This is from Tommy G105. He's an analyst and podcaster for GiantsCountry.com, and it almost reads like satire, but I think it's true. Brian Burns storming out of the locker room last night, didn't talk to the media. Deontay Banks running out the back door through the bathroom with his pants at his ankles, didn't talk to media. The entire team leaving the locker room in record-breaking time. Dexter Lawrence has been despondent all season long. Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm sick of this shit. Gano snapping at reporters while bragging about his warm-up kicks. This is what a losing team looks like, zero accountability. I don't know. It sounds pretty believable that Deontay Banks running out of the back door through the bathroom with his pants at his ankles is kind of a wild deal.
Why do they need to include that detail is the question.
I just want to say this, though. Brian Burns should win DPOY, and I said this yesterday, and the guys brought up the obvious good point, which is that his defense sucks. But Shane Bowen's not his fault, and honestly, like, you know, I'm biased as a guy that played defense on some bad teams. Like, it's not easy to make plays on a bad team where you don't have leads and that sort of thing. Like, he has been so consistently dominant in the pass, in the run, creating negatives. I hope if the season ended today, facts, I think he's DPOY. Like, who are you going to put over him?
Myles Garrett for the same reason.
Myles Garrett for the same reason. Then you give it to him every year because he's just the best player.
I know, but that's what I feel like people will say because their defense is trash.
No, they're not.
I mean, they actually, their defense is way better. Their
team's trash.
Their team is trash.
They're not playing with a bunch of leads.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Pull up the DPOY because this is a funny year. It's a down year. Anybody can win.
Miles is up there. Hutchinson's up there.
Yeah.
My guy's been
Benito, obviously, with how well that defense plays.
But how many interceptions does a linebacker have to have in a season for him?
Devin Lloyd is not going to win DPOY.
That's hate, bro.
It's not hate. I'm just like I can say I'm gonna play in the NBA.
That's why I.
That's hate, bro. I'm playing in the NBA.
Like this, like how many interceptions would a linebacker have to have for you to be like, okay?
Well, it's not just the interceptions.
Yeah, it's everything.
You know, that'd be like how many tackles is a linebacker supposed to have in that case? Like, and I love Zaire Franklin, but he'd have won DPOY. It's not just about the stats. Like, you know, he could have 12 picks, but if Fred Warner's breathing, Fred Warner's winning DPOY if it's going to a linebacker. So I'm looking at the odds right now. So
he's got skunked for a game. He's still top.
Well, actually, I'm not looking at the odds right. Oh, I am looking at the odds.
Yeah,
Micah
no
Parsons
pressure,
plus 170.
Nothing.
Myles Garrett plus 250. When are people going to realize, though, that when a great rusher has no pressures and he's not playing a dominant offensive line, it's probably a function of the game plan. So, like, Micah Parsons plus 170, Myles Garrett plus 250, Aiden Hutchinson plus 400, Will Anderson plus 900, Benito. Bro, can we stop? How does Jared Verse have half the odds that Brian Burns has? Where's Turner?
His 4 sacks.
Well, I mean, I'm saying your whole career you're told production's everything. You can't. I love the guy. He's a fucking rolling ball of butcher knives. He's
totally
fun.
agree with you.
But Brian Burns is got plus 3,000 odds. He's got plus 1,600.
11 sacks.
Burns has 11 fucking sacks, dude. You can't just move the goalpost when it's not a player that you had lined up to win the award. That's just fucking crazy to me. Brian Burns
is Byron Young's not on this list.
When did this come out?
Byron Young is Jared Verse's teammate, and Byron Young
That's
has
what I'm
10
saying.
sacks.
Scroll up. When
That's what I'm saying. Where's Young?
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
We have to start the campaign.
Is it a popularity contest? Is everything a popularity contest? Okay.
Appears it could be.
I'm pissed on account of Brian Burns right now, dude. I don't even know the gentleman, and I'm mad like I know him.
He's balling.
The 49ers, they see the Rams in Week 10, then the Cardinals, Carolina, then the Browns in Week 13. They have a bye Week 14, then they finish with the Titans, Colts, Bears, and Seahawks. and you cannot
run that. Put that back up, please. Enhance. All right. So you got Vegas, or you got at home against LA, at Arizona, versus Carolina, at Cleveland. Boy, they could keep winning. They got Tennessee. I think they could play with Indy. I mean, Indy's going to score 40 points on them, but maybe they'll score 35. Chicago, Seattle. I mean, like, yeah, I'm never going to count the Niners out, just out of respect. Do I think they could win the bowl with this roster? I think it'd be really hard. I think people would Swiss cheese them in the playoffs.
Is Ayuk ever coming back this season? Is he supposed to? Maybe? Or
I think he's going to be back at some point. But, I mean, even if they split the rest of the way, that's 10 wins.
Yeah. In the NFC is tough.
It's just going to be tight, you know.
Because that's not going to get it done in division. I think my Hawks are winning the damn West, dude.
And Ayuk is not ready to open his 21-day return window yet.
okay.
Although those Rams got something to say about it. They're a damn good football team. They're a professional outfit, dude.
They're
When I
outstanding.
watch them, can we just fly over to New Orleans real quick? Dude, when I watched them play, you know how easy laying 14 was on the road yesterday? Was just like, and this is a gambling thing to make a football point, but I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I need a win. Let's put it all on the Rams. They're gonna win this game by 20 points. Like, it just was so obvious. And when you watch them play, they're just such a professional outfit, dude. They do everything well. I don't have much to say about the game other than the Rams are free
Bo
money.
does.
Bo?
Well, I mean, I honestly don't. This game is exactly what you would kind of expect. It's the New Orleans Saints, who are now 1-8 against the Los Angeles Rams, who continue to be, in my opinion, the class of the NFC. I think the Rams are like a little bit underrated this year, if that makes any sort of sense. I don't know. It's great to see Puka come back and feel like he didn't really miss a beat. He had 7 receptions for 95 yards and a touchdown. I fucking love that guy. Your man crushes Josh Allen, Chris, minus Puka Nacua. But, I mean, this is truly like the definition of a flyover game for me. On one hand, you have a great team, great organization in the Los Angeles Rams. And the other hand, you got the Saints. So we don't need to go on and on about this. I think the Saints should sell. I don't know how talented their roster is. But I'm kind of loving the Rams. I feel like let me just think about who they have coming up here. But like they got to be like the most not talked about 6-2 in the NFL right now. Like, I guess my question for you, Chris, is I was just gonna say, like, are you?
Why is that?
You've been banging the Seattle Seahawks drum a lot.
Well, yeah, I have to because I picked them to start the season. So we've had this conversation a couple times. I'm just not going to go back on it. But those two teams are the best two teams out there, just because of the injuries.
For the Rams, it could be because their last 4 weeks have been a win against the Ravens at their lowest, win against the Jaguars in London, bye week, and then a win against the Saints.
Fucking wagon.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, that's on me. Hand
They're
up.
really fucking good, and no one is. I mean, I think they're.
I think the Rams superpower. The Rams superpower is this. They went out and made a move to add a secondary piece. Okay, that's great, but they can rush with 4. They also have a defensive coordinator who can kind of scheme it up a little bit. We talk about like their sim pressure usage and all that shit. So they're fine defensively, but they've got a Hall of Fame quarterback, and there's not a lot of those walking around. And they have 2 fucking ace wide receivers. They have a run game that's very efficient. They run the ball well. They're physical. Like they are like a pro style team, dude. They're just in an era where there's so much bad football. They rarely play bad football. I just watch them play, and I'm like, damn, they just do everything right. And they have a Hall of Fame coach, like because I think that's how good he is. And so like when you got a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback, how many teams in the NFL right now have that?
Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback, the Steelers. The Steelers.
Oh yeah, maybe the Steelers, but in their current form, that's like kind of a trick answer.
I know.
It's kind of a trick answer. That's true. But this guy still can sling the rock like it's fucking 2012, dude.
I also think part of it in terms of like them not being appreciated as much or like still feeling underrated is I don't think people appreciate how good this defense is. Like you look at even just like EPA per play allowed, top 3 defenses in the league: Houston, Everybody knows that. L.A. Rams, second best in the league, and then Denver, who again is obvious. They've been awesome defensively. We talk all about the pass rushers. They've been a lot better against the run this year, which has been a huge difference. That's where you could kind of get them last year.
Yep.
They were kind of lighter on the interior. You could get some yards there. That's what the Eagles did. But this defense has been outstanding. And then they added Roger McCreary last week. That's only going to improve the secondary. So
Sneaky little MVP was Poona Ford coming over.
Dude,
Yep.
You know,
he's
so
great.
like, you know, you spoke to it, but again, like getting pressure with 4 is like a superpower in today's NFL. If you don't have a dog shit group behind you, which is kind of what New York's turned into, this group up front's really good. You look at the teams that they'd have to beat in the NFC. I think that's a tough matchup for Green Bay. I think you saw it was a tough matchup for the Eagles in the first half of that game.
Yep.
You know, the Hawks, that's going to be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks, that's another. They match up with everybody. They find ways. They're versatile enough to beat kind of whoever.
And they can score with anybody.
Yep.
I just want to point out this is my Bevel Conway. This is just an image. It's not playing, so it's good. But Matthew Stafford here. Look where he's looking off to the right. You think he's going to throw to Kyron Williams?
Wait.
So Matthew Stafford, where's his helmet pointed?
Yeah,
Right
it's
to
pointed
Kyron
on the
Williams,
right.
Right? This ball goes up to the 50-yard line or the opposite 40 where Devontae Williams is crossing the screen here.
Devontae Adams.
Adams. He's crossing the screen. This ball goes right here.
Go for it. Cut off.
This ball goes right there.
Yeah,
No look.
Insane.
That dude is looking people
A
off.
30-yard no look.
He's looking people off in the stands, dude. Like people in the stands are like getting looked
They're
off.
standing there with their hands
Yeah.
up.
So
He's throwing to me.
That's just he's been the no look king, dude. It's he's the classic like, well, if Mahomes did this,
Bro,
everybody freaks out.
luckily we're all good with new technologies and all these cameras. Imagine back in the day, like just the 1 or 2 camera guys having to decipher, getting freaked out on plays.
He
Oh,
tricked
hell
the
yeah,
cameraman.
And everyone in this crowd be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Imagine like CBS in '78 trying to like like a Shanahan offense, like a souped up West Coast offense with like crazy motion.
Stay on the ball. Stay on the
Yup.
ball.
Yep.
Oh,
Last thing on this game, Tyler Shuck, first career NFL touchdown pass, went to 6-year NFL veteran Juwan Johnson,
Juwan.
who was his teammate at Oregon 6 years ago.
Hey,
Oh
2019.
wow, dude.
look at that. That's fire.
That's wild.
Nice
Wild.
coming around circle, coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Shout out to Juwan Johnson too. He might
Yeah.
be.
Little
trade
somebody
bait,
should be
right?
looking to free him. Okay. Who else here? Oh, the Nate Bowl.
The Dr.
Bro,
Fact
was that
Bowl.
not a dead under? That was an under, bro.
That game.
It was supposed to be an under. That was insane that thing went over. What was it, 9-6? How late in the game?
Fourth
Let me see.
quarter.
And you want to know something fucked up about that deal? Because I had a sweet parlay lined up. It was Rams first half. It was Jags money line. It was Bills money line.
Look
And
at that.
It
What
paid
happened?
paid out big. Geno Smith, if 52 doesn't knock that pass down, he's got him in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, if like what
No,
we
I know.
If
It was
if
9-6
were
in the fourth
fifths,
quarter.
the world
9-6 in the fourth
the world
quarter.
would be drunk right now.
If,
bro.
you
if
major
the
in
season
ifs.
ended today,
Yeah, you major in ifs. Like that's literally your major, bro.
Ifs. No, I'm surprised you're not talking about. You know who the scary person is? Is motherfucking Brock Bowers. Let me tell
He's
you
a
about
dog.
Brock Bowers.
Dude.
Brock Bowers made my team look absolutely atrocious. They made the defense look atrocious. He gets open anywhere. He's a big ass tight end. He's lining up in trip bunches with these guys, and it's just like the one person you kind of know the ball is gonna most likely go to is him, and you still can't catch it. You still can't stop it, bro. There's a play in the game. The safety is screaming down on him, has Geno dead to rights, what looks like it's about to be like a pick six, and Brock Bowers, like they both go for this ball at the same time, and Brock Bowers just kind of like boxes him out and catches this pass instead of it going the other way. And I was like, this guy is amazing. He's like, I mean, hopefully because
Sorry, I'm talking to Chat GPT
no, it's
right
fine.
now.
Hopefully because it's the Raiders. Hopefully not because it's the Raiders. Like everyone in the league and fans will get to see this kid play more and his name be lit up more because it's something where I think because he is a Raider, that not too many people are familiar that we have like the next coming of.
I think most fantasy people and like
fantasy,
like. All right, so here's the conversation I've been having with ChatGPT. They're creating an image. It may take a moment. I said, "Can you give Brock Bowers hair?" They said, "Sure." Could you clarify what you mean? Give Brock Bowers hair. And I said, "Generate an image of him with a better hairstyle." And they go, "Got it. Before I create it, can you tell me what kind of better hairstyle? Cleaner fade, modern look, longer flow, surfer style." I said surfer style. It's still generating.
Ooh. It's gonna be hard. No, but he has to just have the baldy. He has to be the white bald tight end starting
needs
a new look. He doesn't have to have long flowing blonde hair like these tight ends.
He needs to go get the bag.
What's wrong with that, Nate? What are you trying to say, bro?
Go to Turkey.
Go to Turkey.
It's not racist. It's just like he's gonna be a guy that's in his own lane no matter what. Why would you want to look like anyone else? Just do something new. Start something new, man.
It's really not a new thing. White guys going bald.
But bald white tight ends. How many bald white tight ends you could think about?
Jason Witten.
Bald. Okay.
Late in his career.
Late. But like, think about it.
Didn't he come back with the baldy?
The alternative, you think
he
about,
went to the booth and he came back with hair, baldy.
Same thing.
That's what
Urlacher.
he needs
You
to
do it later. You do the hair later.
No, he needs to come back looking like a Lego man, bro. That shit plays in Vegas, dude.
Bro, but that's later, like Urlacher did, bro. Right now, be that gritty, bald. Like I know all the tight ends and the skill guys.
Shave it. Just leave it the way it is,
bro, or just go all
think it's
bald.
Gangster that he just leaves it the way it is.
No,
dude.
I do too. It means you just don't like. Hey, I'm worried about football.
If I was a future Hall of Famer,
buckets.
I might wear my hair however the fuck I wanted to. I just.
But wait,
We got Baldo Nate Tyson chat who says that Bowers is from Napa. He only knows the wealthy balding look.
Yeah.
Nice, I love it. What up,
Nate?
Nate?
Even more.
Oh, dude, I got a sick picture of Brock Bowers.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna send it. I'm sending it to. Golly, dude, don't hurt him, Brock. Don't hurt him, Brock.
And then look, before we get taken away,
There'll be no chicks for anybody else left out after this hairstyle, dude. Check it out. Reed's coming to you.
That just looks like Stetson Bennett. Incoming.
Does it look like Brock Bowers?
Oh my god.
That's Stetson Bennett.
That's a Georgia walk-on.
Right?
It's just hot. It's just hot.
What if every AI image is just like Sam Hartman?
yeah.
That is,
Dude, Sam Hartman comes on TV and I like accidentally turn it off. My wife's in the room. I'm just like, what was that? Nothing.
like
clicking out of your browser.
Fucking Notre Dame coach. That's where my girl.
What?
The Notre Dame coach.
What about him?
I have to turn it. The little,
Oh, really?
Yeah, the good looking light skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like get him off my screen right now.
Whatever.
Get him off. No, before we get taken away from this, and he's going to be in my mentions a couple of times too, I can't let any of you guys forget in here. I got to shout out my man, Cam Little, last name Little,
Yeah.
but my leg is big, baby. 68 yards with some fucking room. We hit a 70-yarder in preseason. It doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't count. But you see that shit, bro?
No, it's crazy.
And then before the play, it's like complimentary football. You see Trevor turns it on. He turns it on for one play real quick before the half and gets them to the mark that they needed.
Which is like their own 40.
Exactly. And Cam Little just booming.
Hey, dude, what's crazy is when I saw him hit that 70 whatever yarder in preseason, he did that in that's like reverse Coors Field.
Yeah.
He's doing that in the swamp down in Jacksonville. I knew the minute he did that, he was going to break the record this year. It's just all about like situations. And just to be in that situation is rare enough. But for him to boot that ball, we were watching Kansas City and Buffalo. Anything else going on in America could have been happening in a hangar, dude. This was the game, dude, the first big game in 3 weeks. And everybody's watching it, and they go, and we've got to go out west where something special's happening. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what else is happening right now?
You're like, I don't believe you.
Like, is this
What game that's not even
is this like world news? Like, and they're like, Cam Little. I'm like, yeah, I know what it is. Dude, fucking Little guy kicked the ball far, dude. Cool.
Crazy to see Fax caping for a kicker, though. Man, times have fucking changed.
I
Yeah, I know, but bro, he has the record, man. And then look, you know what else about it that's good for the NFL? Guess who he bumps out of the record? Guess whose name
Wide
that
right?
he gets to
Justin
bump
Tucker.
out the record?
Oh, I thought it was Bucker.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he gets
No,
to knock
Tucker.
his name off where he put a little stain on the NFL. Look at that. You got Cam Little there.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
somewhere, that's for sure.
Oh wow.
but
You really.
oh
We're
man,
shanking this, guys.
yeah.
We're
But
shanking this one.
Cam Little, man, and for everyone who, for most of you who didn't watch this game and you see the score and you hear people talking about how bad Trevor is and yada yada. Well, this was Trevor's flu game. He was sick. He was up, throwing up all night. His number one wide receiver at the end of this game was Parker Washington, and I'm not trying to throw shade at him because he is amazing for our team, special teams demon. He's a guy who's stepping up. Usually when you're the returner and the special teams guy, you're like the fourth or fifth wide receiver that doesn't really get good chances and good opportunities when it's offensive time, but they have no choice right now. And he is showing up. He catches the rock. I just feel like
Washington's he's the type of guy that he's gonna have a job there as long as he wants.
I would hope so.
Because Liam Cohen, like when you get there and you're needed, and like Brian Johnson's, playing fucking volleyball with the football,
He got hurt. He
and
got hurt
Travis
yesterday.
is hurt, and
Yep.
but I mean, like
Yeah.
as far as like guys you can depend on,
I feel like Liam is
a
a coach.
dependable
Yeah,
player.
he's a coach. If you can show that you can play and you can do your job and not turn the ball over, I feel like that's a team. If I'm an offensive guy or if I'm a ball handler, I would love to.
Trev
be
should
out
get the
there.
flu more often
Maybe.
late in that game. Do you think
Maybe.
do you think somebody needs to hold his hair when he pukes?
That's funny. That's funny.
You ever been with a young lady who's having a hard time after the bar or something like that? My wife in college, maybe, and she's like, "You got to hold my
wanna know
hair."
what's funny?
That's what happens with Trevor Lawrence.
I'm in that.
What?
I'm in that territory for myself right now, where I had to find a hair tie this weekend because I thought I was gonna have to call Earl.
Oh, really? Because that's the thing for you too.
Because my hair is that.
Was
long
it
now.
Friday night?
Huh?
Was it Friday night?
You had to find a hair tie because you're gonna puke. That's a low key shitty thing about having good flow, man. That Trevor Lawrence has got to deal with.
I've been there.
You've been there too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine,
Nah,
Long
dude.
hair,
I just
so-
puked on my
yeah.
hair, dude. Fuck it.
dude. But yeah, no, that's wild. Like I didn't know he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. He was throwing up all night, and then it was a nice little moment at the end of the game with Liam Cohen. He hugged Trevor, and you can see him mouthing like, "I'm proud of you." And with that type of game, it's like, what the hell are you proud of? Like, what are you really proud
You
of?
seem
But
pretty proud, Pat.
but when you find out that he was up all night throwing up, and his guys getting hurt and going through adversity, you know what? I'm proud of them
No, that's
too.
all good.
But the Jacksonville, it's funny. I'll show you guys later, and I have to put it together a little bit more. I have this drinking game that I'm putting together for watching Jacksonville games, and it's like you get to take shots and drinks of water when Jacksonville does good things, and then you have to take shots of alcohol from when they do bad things. And it's a thing like
that why you're
watching
holding
It's
your
a,
hair
way,
so
it's
much?
a good way to get dead, huh?
yeah, it's either would you at the end of a game, would you be well hydrated or are you gonna be shit faced? And it's just like things like you got to take a shot every time they snap the ball under 3 seconds, which is almost every fucking play, bro. Like there's certain things Jack
How many
do,
shots?
like I just don't understand. Like I don't understand.
Fatality.
It's just like I love this team, but like the fact that you guys snap the ball under 5 seconds for every offensive play, and the fact that Trevor, you feel comfortable making an audible when there's 5 seconds.
This is like
left
a
on the
game you play
clock.
with your worst enemy,
It's
dude.
like, godly. It's like, I don't get it. But we got the win.
You got the
I'm
win.
happy.
Got the win. The Raiders are. I mean, it's a sad deal. Here, as Max Crosby was down the goal line last night, somebody said this. They were like, could be his last play, as a Raider, and the thought crossed my mind. And it's such a shame because. And I think he wants to go Dame Lillard. I actually believe him. He's a sicko,
But
in the best way.
Don't.
I know.
It's a
but
bad-
like the point is And it's the same thing with
Dame went back. At least flirt. At least flirt with something else. Go somewhere for 2 years and then be like, you know what? I made a mistake. But at least flirt with it.
I get you. I'm just saying, like, the dude's super loyal, and he's like he's the consummate Raider, and it's a shame that they haven't been able to cash in on his brilliant career.
Bro, the plays that he was making, knifing, like on the goal line, bro, he made it one on
He has
both
so much
sides.
body control. It's crazy.
It's so fucking crazy, bro. Like
people
just
like
slicing through
him,
the line.
they just have something special going on.
Something special.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's hard to measure. That's why somebody like him, you know, they measure him at 6'7", but it's hard to measure all the intangibles of his game.
Maybe Jerry's about to shut us up and he's getting it done right now. Would that make us excited to see Crosby?
I'd be happy
Cowboys?
for Max Crosby, but
That's what I'm saying.
it would suck. You
Because
know,
it's the I know.
man, he would be hanging out with Post Malone so much. Can't you just see that?
Oh my God!
Book
I
it.
just wanted to say congratulations.
Has Jerry spoke up yet?
But how is it possible
Just
this
looked
hasn't
at it.
leaked
Dude,
yet?
I want to hold the show as long as we can because I feel like as soon as it ends, we're gonna get some big news, dude.
Maybe
Jerry
he was
knows
just
what's
kidding.
up,
Yeah,
bro.
what do we?
Bro, Jerry
Joey
knows
the
Post a
whole
picture
time.
just
If it's
flipping us
someone-
off.
Bro,
Yeah.
if it's someone trash, bro, it's gonna be so great. Like, not even. I don't even want to say trash, but it's just like,
It was just, I'm
has
telling you, it's
everyone
gonna be
so hyped
Logan
up.
Wilson.
okay,
It's gonna be Logan Wilson, and a bunch of Cowboys fans are gonna go, who?
who?
He'll walk to the podium and be like, "We had a trade with the Cincinnati Bengals, and we're getting their defensive standout."
Getting their defensive linebacker. Fucking Jerry, get out of here with this. All right, Chargers and Titans. I didn't see a minute of it. Not a minute. Chargers.
I
and
watched a
Titans.
little bit of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't need to talk about this a ton. This is another.
We could just move on. This sounds like something
Here's the
embarrassing between two people. We don't need to ever talk about this game again.
I don't want to watch the Titans anymore. Like, we all know that they're an organization in complete flux. Okay, Justin Herbert, Joe Alt got hurt again for him. Like, they have not been the team that we've all wanted or that we've expected because of the injuries, especially to their offensive line. Justin Herbert catches a lot of shit from everybody, but he is under siege constantly. Joe Alt got hurt again. Looks to be a high ankle. He's probably going to miss, 6 weeks, something along those lines. You kind of hate that for him. He was just getting healthy. It was a little bit different with him back in the thing. That's kind of all I got, man. I just think the injury bug, we talked about that with the 49ers. It's been pretty bad for the Chargers, too. It's frustrating for me personally. I really like their scheme, but they're like a pro-style offense. They need to be able to run the ball. They haven't. There was something else I wanted to talk about here. What was it? Oh, Scott Matlock had a touchdown.
Oh, good for him.
Fucking love that. Yeah.
How many
Super
Gingers have
pumped
had
about that.
touchdowns so far this year?
Is he a ginger? I don't know.
Doesn't
I
he
would
have,
consider
like,
him strawberry blonde?
This is analytics.
myself,
Oh, are you just trying to avoid that's bro? Is he a ginger? Hey, pull him up. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of a strawberry blonde, dude. What the fuck, dude? That guy's Scottish.
He's the guy who's
I don't know,
on
it's
the lawn
close.
commercials.
That's
strawberry blonde,
That's
bro.
why he
Guy's
looks
a
like
fucking
he looks like Shaman's brother.
giant leprechaun.
The wrestler, it looks like his brother.
Yeah, dude. You calling him a strawberry blonde?
Strawberry blonde, just like me, dude. Come on.
The-
That was the most exciting thing.
This game, you mentioned it, like it was an embarrassing. This is the game where like Justin Herbert and Madison Beer are out to dinner with Justin Bieber and Haley Bieber, and Madison Beer's like, "Oh, you played the Titans right on Sunday," and Justin's like, "No,
No, not at all.
No,
Actually, we had a bye week.
we didn't play.
We had a bye.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Timberlake's like, no, I thought
that
Red
was
Zone
didn't I
picked it
see
up.
it? No,
Nope. Nope. Titans Reddit's. I'm checking in Titans Reddit
Every
just to see.
I bet you every Titans player sitting in their place today, just watching their phone,
Yeah.
hoping it rings. Send me on a plane.
Oh hell yeah,
Get
dude.
me out of here.
Best flight anybody that's leaving there.
Right.
Any of these places.
Yeah.
It should be like Operation Dumbo Drop, dude. They should just be like parachuting down like Titans. But the sad thing is there's just not enough. Well, there are some tradable assets.
Yep.
I mean, we started with Jeffrey Simmons. Arden Key.
Arden Key. And Tavondre Sweat was the
What about
name being
Sweat?
I
floated
can't.
around.
Yeah,
How
fucking
about that?
dude. The Sweat thing
Yeah.
in a heartbeat. Give me
I love
Tavondre Sweat.
Yeah. Rookie deal.
Give
Sign him up.
give me Devondre Sweat in a heartbeat.
Buffalo, maybe.
Would
There you
you
go.
trade Jihad Ward? He had 2 sacks yesterday.
Jihad Ward is a very good role player, man. Like he's shut up on a lot of teams. He can give you good snaps on the edge. Like if you need depth, if you need that type of thing, sure. But I think more than anything, like Pollard would be on the. There would be nobody that's not for sale outside the quarterback. And I know they said Jeffrey Simmons is not for sale, but they should do an experiment where they're like, let's get the most draft picks possible. We are so behind. You think about some of the other number one quarterbacks recently that like made teams think they could win now. He said it with Jayden Daniels. He said it with Chicago. I'm sure those aren't the only 2 examples, like C.J. Stroud, the Titans or the Texans. What they have is like it's kind of a gift to know like no, there's no way out of this other than just building from here on out. Like and so I actually think like if you just sell the fuck out of your team today, the way I caught that
Great
laptop,
catch.
bro.
Good catch. Yeah.
Hands.
Does it?
I should play receiver
Drake
for the
London on 4th and goal.
I should play receiver for the Jags.
How do you?
Can I say something else, dude?
All right.
Can I say something else, dude?
Wait. Depends. I don't like.
Well, no, I said it
Going
yesterday.
into it.
when Hoyt got hurt and his Achilles popped, I turned to the guys and I said, I don't know if I'm just having a good day, but I will give my Achilles to go play with Josh Allen. If they need a 40-year-old rusher, I'll go out there and pop it one good time, dude. You know, I'll give you 2 good rushes.
That's how much you like Josh Allen.
That's how much I think it looks fun to be on the Bills, dude.
Yeah. So if
When they were
called-
playing
if they
Mr.
called
Brightside
you,
after the game,
you would like you remember that practice facility we walked in?
do you know how good that would be for the pod?
You would dread. Oh, I would love it.
If you
It-
start
it-
training now, you'll be ready come playoff.
I'll be
time.
ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And my Achilles,
Which is also
ready,
good for the
Chris?
pod. We're gonna
Huh?
start training.
Yeah,
You're ready.
We're gonna start getting
I'm ready, bro. I'm ready, Bo.
You just did a training cycle. What are you talking about? Chris wouldn't let us talk about it.
Hey, package
Yeah,
deal.
think
Package
of how
deal.
much
We could-
further along you'd be.
and we
if you'd
could rent
done
out that
spots
one-
over.
No, I wouldn't because it's
Bro.
all about load management at this age, dude.
You could rent that that Airbnb out for
Yeah.
for the guys.
Yeah.
You know the scary one we were at in Buffalo.
Yeah, I could
Oh,
just live
We
there.
could
I could just
rent
live
that out
there.
and we can do the content from there.
Yeah, just I'll
training.
just keep on selling crack cocaine, which is what's being done in that Airbnb since the beginning of time. It seems.
No, this is a question.
Don't let these guys pick Airbnbs here. You know it's be a hey, you know, it'd be a fun thing if you're going on vacation. Let Greenlight pick your Airbnb.
You guys been catfished by Airbnb so many times. It's so funny.
No, it was a good catfishing the last time. The one in Detroit, the one in Ecorse. Like when Reed showed me the listing, I was like, all right, well,
It's all right.
but you got to pull up the old crime map.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No,
but yeah, I would gladly. Hey, here it is, man. I got 2 good Achilles. I'm not saving them for anything. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon
if you're
Bean.
the Titans, like if you're someone like Cam Ward and it's just like being at a tag sale where you're the shiny new object, but it's like everything's for sale except for you.
Yeah.
Like, how does that feel for him? Or just being a player when you're on a team, knowing like, hey, everyone has a chance to get out of here except.
I think
for me.
Cam Ward strikes me as a mature individual.
Yeah.
He strikes me as an adult. He strikes me as somebody who's realistic and somebody that knows that this is going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knows that the only way out is to build. And so yeah, if I'm him, like, what could it be worse than the first 8-9 games of the season? Like the back half of the season could be even worse. Like you could dump my whole team. Like you know, I'll get through it.
Because it's like for him, it's just like you're a guy when you're on a bad team like that, and you know they're not going to sell you. Because it's like if they do make trades, it's like now they're trading. It's not that you're going to bring in awful players, but you might be bringing in guys that now are fucking pissed. Like, damn, I'm on Tennessee now. Like, I don't want to be here. Even though Cam Ward, you're good, but like I don't want to necessarily be here.
Yo, so many people want me to go back to the Bills. 83% of our fans hate this podcast, or they want me gone. They're like, yeah, yes, get him. They put a poll in the thing, and they're 83% of people are like, yeah, if that means you'll leave and let the other guys talk. And then, like, if we can bet on if your Achilles pops in the first quarter or the second quarter or the third quarter. Are there any more games?
Nope, we're going to the phone lines. Ring, ring,
right.
ring,
Yeah,
ring.
Hopefully some
the locals are
Colts
calling.
Oh, phone lines.
Locals are calling.
Let's do it.
Hey, Chris, I don't have a Twitter handle, but calling you this morning from Minnesota. I am a huge Washington fan, and I want to ask a question.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
if you're playing the Commanders would you think about employing a strategy where you intentionally cheat on first down? So in other words, if I were scouting them, I'd say, hey, everybody hold on first down. If it gets called, that's one thing. If it doesn't get called, it's great. We got a good chance to get a chunk play here. Maybe block a guy in the back, grab a face mask, pull him to the ground to create a hole for a running back. What I would say is guys, we are going to cheat every first down. Because if it gets to 2nd and 25, it's an automatic 50-yard play every time. 2nd and long is the greatest opportunity to move off against this defense that I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. 2nd and 25, write it down. 30 yards, 40 yards, every time. Why? Let me know what you think about that.
Yo,
Let me know what you think about
hire that guy. Who is that guy? Hire that guy,
no
dude.
Twitter handle, yo.
That was incredible. I mean,
That's outstanding.
and also it kind of checks out. So, holy shit. That was a great call.
I'd like to imagine that person, probably lunch break maybe, or maybe they called late last night,
He went
whatever it
to
was.
his car.
And in the car, and he's got the phone on speaker, and he's just, getting madder and angry and angry and angry. And then someone sitting next to and just watching that, like, what the
Somebody
hell
in the
was that?
car next to him.
I'm calling into green light.
Yelling
Green
at
light.
the phone.
Oh, guy's a Commanders fan.
Key to beat the commies. Get into 2nd and 25.
That's fucking classic,
I
man.
got the lines this week.
That is classic. Wow.
Ring,
All right,
ring.
who's next? That guy was incredible.
Can you feel the love tonight? The W the evening brings, the world for once in perfect harmony. Lawrence, my arms, ETN, my legs, Washington, my hands, and Cam Little, my foot. An NFL record. The spotted cat predators are headed to the ship. Is that not right? Facts.
Yes,
Go
it is.
Jags, go Jags, jiggles, 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 Duval.
Dog, isn't that from the Lion King?
Oh my God.
It's a
You guys got some pipes.
different predator.
Spotted cats. It's all right, man. Hey, we have weird fans too, and I love that guy.
I didn't say the guy was weird.
He definitely sounded weird. But I love it. I love that we actually have Jags.
I love that we
Jags
have
fans.
Jags fans. And
Bro.
Jags fans seem cool. I would put them in the power rankings of like chill people,
Yeah.
like pretty high in the NFL.
I'm not gonna lie.
They got a
though.
pool at their stadium.
I'm
Cool as hell.
very, very upset that Travis Hunter got hurt. And
I have a
we're
regional
going
theory
down
about
for that.
fans.
What's that?
I think the fans down south are pretty cool in the NFL.
Why is that?
I think maybe it's because they have college football.
Yeah.
What about
it doesn't
Miami?
mean as
Wait,
much.
wait.
How do you feel
Yeah,
about
like-
Miami fans?
Oh
Well, no, Miami fans are not down south. They're like that's like
Yeah, that's
New
not
York
the
South.
South.
That's
Yeah.
like
That's Cuba?
it's Florida.
Florida doesn't count as the South.
I'm not talking about North Florida, like Jacksonville, North Florida. Atlanta fans are super cool. Saints fans are cool.
'Cause, like if your NFL team doesn't
Texans
lose,
fans are
you
all
can lean-
cool.
You can lean on your college teams.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just so
Well,
baked
yeah.
into the regional experience that like you don't have to put all your eggs in that basket.
Maybe they don't
Yeah, the
feel
SEC,
drugs.
it's like a religious thing.
Carolina
It's
fans
like
are
a
cool.
holy war with the SEC.
Titans fans, I
fans are cool.
haven't met one, but
Yeah, same.
now, honestly, I think the West Coast fans are kind of unreasonable, a lot of them, and the Northeast fans are super emotional. So I don't know. I think the point is the ones down south are cool, including Joe Alt will have season-ending ankle surgery for his high right ankle sprain, according to a team spokesperson, which fucking blows. And which means that the tear in the retinaculum, is that what they call it? God, things are just like I haven't
No
thought
idea.
about that word since I had a high ankle. Retinaculum. It's or wherever the tear is, it depends on how high it is. His is just super high. so his is too high. You can have a high ankle and play through it if it's low enough. It exists on like a whole scale.
Are they buyers? Is there someone that you see? Is there a player on another team that matches with the Chargers? Could they?
Dude, tackles are not.
Yeah,
people
never
aren't letting
seen
tackles out of the building. I fear that this is. We've said this a couple times with the Chargers. This might be one too many.
Yeah.
It's just like, golly, I feel terrible for Herbert.
Other trade stuff that's happened this morning. We didn't talk about it yet, but the Eagles getting Jalen Phillips.
So yeah, this is a big deal. I mean, the Eagles, a couple trades, a flurry of trades. You know, people waiting for the Howie Roseman trade. Whatever the big move is going to be. It turns out he makes 3 like kind of bite-sized moves. This one's the biggest move to me because Jalen Phillips is the best player of the 3 players that he's gone out and gotten. If you could pull up the capital that they spent on each trade, I don't know if that's something you can actually do, but
Jalen Phillips was a third.
Jair was.
I think both Carter and Jair were basically just like late round picks.
So the way I look at the Carter thing is, you're hoping that he gets back to being like the player he was when he was younger. I think he's had some injuries.
Yep.
Scheme not such a fit up in New York. Maybe a better fit with the Eagles. And questionable, are they going to move Cooper outside in some situations? So that's a big domino. We'll see. I don't know that Jair Alexander is like coming to the rescue in a sense that like all of a sudden you're going to see Jair Alexander from 2-3 years ago. You know, he hasn't played a lot this year, and when he has, it hasn't been good. But I think Jalen Phillips, if you have a healthy Jalen Phillips, can really help you. And he's one of my favorite rushers, young rushers in the game. As far as guys I have a soft spot for, where it's like, dude, his story's crazy. Just the amount of injuries he's had to overcome early in his career playing for Miami. Very underrated player. I think if they get the healthy Jalen Phillips, there's nothing wrong with a rental. And there's nothing wrong with maybe if he plays well enough, he's part of the future. But, you know, the nice thing is when they let those free agents walk, I think Williams, Sweat, and there was one more that I'm not thinking of. Yeah, Becton. You know, the way that works is with the comp picks, as long as you don't make a signing in a certain amount of time, like you're going to get the comp pick. And so you get to the season, they make the trades. You're basically using comp picks to acquire talent in the middle of your roster, and they need players right now. They need depth. They need to throw a bunch of shit at the wall and hope it sticks. I do think this is a better answer than going out and trying to do the whole thing in one big trade, you know? And you never know. Like, I don't even want to make the joke. I don't want to make the joke. I was going to make an A.J. Brown joke, which I'm totally not. Just Eagles fans right now, they're so sick of the reporting that he might get traded. I don't think he's getting traded. He's not getting traded.
Brandon Graham might be on the block. You know, a lot of people have edge rushing needs.
You bring Brandon Graham back just to trade him? That's kind of genius.
Trade him out.
But, 2026 third. And for Miami, like, I guess they would have been in line for like a 27 comp pick if he'd have walked. Mm-hmm. So you get the pick sooner. It's a third-round pick. That's pretty good. We were talking about the compensation you'd have to get for somebody like this. I was saying with the injury history, I thought it'd be like more of a 4.
Yep.
But considering the need and the relatively low price you have to pay, considering the surplus of – they have all their picks next year. I think Howie's just like, we need pass rush, whatever we have to do.
I think they have 8 total. And one note on this pick is it is their own and not the Jets pick that
the
they
red
acquired.
one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to your point about having to fork over a third, there's probably a market for him. You know, you probably had to outbid some teams.
No
a couple
question.
teams you could see in the playoffs.
No question.
So he's a good addition. I like the way that his ability to win as a speed rusher kind of complements the ability with Hunt and Nolan Smith to win with power. Kind of complement his skill set.
It's funny because like Uche's played pretty well this year.
Yeah, he has.
And Uche I think is a relatively similar guy in that he's an option rusher. He takes edges.
Yep.
You know, there's some finesse in his game. But Phillips has got the long arm, you know, and he is twitchy. So
and he's also won a lot of rushes over guards this year too, which
you
gives
can
you a little
move
more
him
of a
around.
little chess piece.
Yeah.
So
what do we got now? Mentions?
We're going to say hi to BetMGM before
I
we
say
get to
hi
our
real
moments.
quick. Yeah. Okay. This football season, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at first touchdown scorers. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Be sure to take advantage of this offer, and if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. BetMGM, make it legendary. Guys, be careful. I'm always saying, hey, bet, and I do it all weekend, but just be careful. If you're betting on like the Bears yesterday, you might never want to bet again for about 30 seconds. So, not everything's a winner. Bet responsibly. And hopefully you can come out on top by chasing with the Packers on Sunday Night Football or putting the house on the fucking Seahawks.
Or just follow our newsletter. Hopefully Tanner been putting my picks in.
How you been doing?
Jags money line,
Was that your pick this week?
Yeah, it's easy. Easy pick. Easy pick to
You had one pick to make? Can we make him sweat a little bit? Make him make like 3 picks?
Yeah, I mean, we can do whatever you want.
No, I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. In that case, but no. We love BetMGM. Hey, so now we've got the moments, dude.
Best flight, fellas.
Best flight.
I can kick us off. We want, boys. I feel like I haven't said shit in a while. Shall we? Yeah. This is actually a baseball flight. I've never been on a baseball flight, but I feel like it doesn't get any better than flying back to LA after winning it all.
That's incredible.
That's got to be pretty fucking sweet. So LA Dodgers best flight. I mean, Chris, you remember that lovely flight the day after the Super Bowl. I think it was 8 a.m. I was, quite drunk, also hungover after we won the Super Bowl.
Were we sitting together?
I was sitting next to JP.
I don't remember the flight.
I don't remember the flight either, but I just remember feeling like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. And I'm sure that's how those guys in LA feel too. So best flight goes to the Dodgers.
Well, yeah, especially because they probably fly with way less heads on the plane. Like we had to take 2 planes, and like one of the planes is like our families, and we won in Minneapolis, and everybody's sick. It was like the Oregon Trail, and they put us all on planes. And on the second plane, there were all our children, and all our children were sick, and they were just breathing on each other. So like
I had sick wagon.
Here was my anxiety, Bo. Having done a parade before, I was like so paranoid I was going to get sick for the parade because I was sick during the week too. So I was like, man, looking at these sniffling kids, man, like I'll drive home. Fuck it.
Not to throw salt on that. I always wondered, like for the baseball guys, because we don't have to do it in football. I wonder if it's still annoying having to go through customs and everything. Because Toronto,
I don't know. I doubt you have to go through as much customs.
I think they do it on like the way there, right?
Yeah,
or like they do it once.
I don't remember us really going through customs like that, going to play internationally.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I've never done a London game or whatever.
Yeah.
If that's annoying or not.
I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to.
And hey, real fast, Jerry Jones says that the trade will be consummated tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, Jerry.
Oh, he's just dragging it out.
Consummated.
The Dragons are coming. Big one.
Yeah.
He knows how to do this. He knows how to do this.
I'm going to sleep on it.
That means someone just said no to him.
And we're bringing in Rashid Shaheed. Or something.
Malik Collins.
No, I'm just joking. Malik Collins, man, he's a good player. Yeah. Okay, best flight.
Jags.
Yeah. That's a long-ass flight, man.
That's why it's the best. I mean, the close one like that, the versus the other way around, you lose that game 30-29, that flight just is miserable.
The streak breaker, too.
And after a bye week, it would not have been good.
Yeah.
How about the Ravens? Beat the brakes off the Finns. Nice long weekend.
Yeah.
The mini bye.
Yeah.
That flight.
Yeah, but I'm sure, here's what if they were better, here's the problem.
They would have got to stay there.
Yeah, if they were better, they could have been like, yo, coach, may I?
The best. Oh, my God.
If you're in the city, stayed in Miami.
Oh, if you're in a city like Miami or Houston the night, or Atlanta, the night before.
I love Miami. Miami's one of my favorite cities. I feel like it's safe for me to finally go back outside there because I think everybody agrees at this point. But for a couple years there, I was like, man, I don't even like going to Miami anymore.
You scared they were going to ride for Tua?
No, it's just I think Tuanon's the type that just they run up on you. You don't even see them coming. You know, creepy motherfuckers.
You gotta have one eye open in Miami, you know, Chris.
Yeah, but like
Jewish shit.
yeah, and I can't see over the line, so.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'll go best flight. I'll go give it to JJ McCarthy. Like, you know, you got to feel good. Like when you play your best game in the NFL and you're young, or like you do something good, like you get on the plane, you're just kind of glowing, man. You're like, man, let me remember this feeling, because they're not all going to be like that. But I thought like seeing Justin Jefferson mug him up on the sidelines after he ran that touchdown in, you know, seeing the guys kind of rally around him, that was probably a fun flight for him. A lot of people were probably walking up and down the aisle, tapping him on the shoulder. Enjoy it.
Worst flight?
Parker Romo. And it's not his fault. Here's the thing. That team's terrible. Like, and by terrible, I mean, like, they can't consistently play well. And a lot of people sharing the blame. But, like, golly, to miss that fucking kick. And I think you lose in overtime. I think you probably lose in regulation. But they're going to blame the kicker. Parker Romo.
Worst flight, got to be the Bengals.
Oh, I just crushed my stress pumpkin.
Talking about the Bengals?
Yeah, it must have been the Bengals.
It just got to be the Bengals. All those stuff that we talked about earlier. So all those points, 3 games in a row, they're scoring over 40 points. And
The Bengals at home.
were they?
No, yes, they were.
Oh,
I should have stopped you earlier.
still,
I should have stopped you earlier.
so still worst flight.
Still, worst ride home.
worst. Oh,
That's good.
My bad, facts.
But you know, hey, I will admit this. I'll watch a whole game sometimes, and because of the volume of games I'm watching, I won't really know truly where it is if it's
No.
one of these fringy games.
that's one of the things I was going to say the other
Here's
day.
a
That's
dead
really
giveaway,
hard.
though.
Is what?
Bears grass,
Oh, yeah. There's
You know.
If you get a weird
especially when
side
you played
angle,
at the stadium.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All right, next one. That
I'm
would
gonna
have been
go
a shitty
Chiefs.
flight, though.
That's-
That would have been a bad one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs. Just losing to the Bills in their place. Like you feel like you lose there every fucking season, and big game. Like fuck that. Kind of a long flight. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's a shitty one.
Yeah, worst flight. Hey,
Bevel Conway.
take it or leave it. Sunday Night Football was Bevel Conway.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, we can all talk about it
Yeah.
because it was, I mean, like, why don't you do this every fucking week to the Seattle Seahawks and then also for Washington? And I don't like the helmet. All right, got it. But, like, all they need to do is put kind of like a retro W up there. Just a retro W. You could be the Washington Commanders.
The spear. They're
Or
bringing
a
the
spear.
back, and that would look sick.
But even if they don't do
Nice.
the spear, just do a retro W,
Yeah.
like akin to the Nationals W.
My thing is like the helmet, like just even with that W, I can be fine with that W, but the 3 stripes, opposed to like the regular helmet has the 1 yellow stripe.
That was a modern helmet on a retro uniform.
yeah.
I you know, like to me, that you know how that they kind of that helmet looks different than like the paint job on another helmet. It's got that kind of like glossy matte or
Matte.
whatever.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah.
That shit's so stupid. Y'all like those Panthers matte helmets and shit,
no.
man.
I actually had a different Bevel Conway though. It wasn't just Sunday Night Football. I mean, I'm surprised no one said this. The Giants and the Niners.
Because
I
they're
thought that
playing on
was kinda
turf
tight.
at that emotionless, dusty ass stadium.
I think maybe it was just the Giants. I like the Giants throwbacks.
I
I,
do
thought
too.
they were pretty smart.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah,
nice.
too.
Bevel.
Mac Jones's bloody face.
Tuh.
That was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It looked way cooler when J.J. Watt was bloody. You know, right, Bud? Didn't you think? And then
I mean,
what?
he was bloody.
And Mac
The
Jones.
rumors are is that he got in there with a razor blade himself.
He cut
Mac
himself.
Jones at least the toughest back on his own.
But I thought the Mac Jones bloody nose was ugly.
My anti-bevel is going to, and I've caped for him so much. It's going to RG3. Just putting the camera on his face after Jayden Daniels gets hurt, and he's just kind of like sitting there acting like he's crying or being emotional about him being hurt. And,
Oh, he was.
Yeah, and it's just like
Were you saying he was
So
acting?
corny, bro.
it's just weird. It's just a weird thing to do. Like even knowing football history and knowing that you got hurt on that field and in a season-ending way.
Well, doesn't that
it's
make it
just
much more
but not
understandable?
but no context, just like recording on your phone for no context and then posting it, and it's just like
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe he was doing a live stream.
no, and that's what I said. If you're doing a live stream already, watching the game, and in the moment it just happens like that, no, like it's like, oh, I know everyone's looking at my page right now to see how quote unquote I can make.
Oh,
it
he had a
about
cowboy
me.
hat on, too.
And
No, listen, man. I mean, there are some unfortunate parallels.
yeah,
You know, and I've been resistant to those parallels because I think Jayden's a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And RG3, I felt like, I don't know. I guess I sold myself the dream that Jayden wouldn't get hurt running the football. But it's been happening, and they do play for the same team, and they both took the league by storm, although different players. I don't want to be lazy.
yeah, for sure.
I got an anti-bevel. I'm surprised this didn't come up already, but the Packers and those unis in Carolina.
I need to post a Hoyt.
Or
reaction
no, I
video.
mean against Carolina, even though it was at Lambeau, like they were just ugly. Like it looks like you got a big fucking piece of shit on your helmet. I'm not a fan.
Big piece of shit on your helmet, huh?
It's just gross, dude.
I like the
I didn't-
uniforms.
yeah,
I just think
I like
just
the
think
idea. The helmet.
helmets-
It's the helmet for me.
What could
Like
you do
it
with
looks
that
like
helmet?
you're wearing a piece of wood on your head. I don't know.
It's leather. It's supposed to be leather.
Yeah, that's what they want it to. You know, it's
Yeah.
not though.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not though.
My
played
anti-bevel, and I say this with respect, the aerial shot of the city of Buffalo on the broadcast, it's like 3 buildings. Like, let's just stick to Niagara
but all that-
Falls.
Damn, he's trying to mess up your
Bar Bill
going
Tavern.
back. Why
That's
is he
my
doing
foliage
that?
though. How about the foliage in some of those shots? I thought the sunset, but not the city.
Yeah, I'm speaking of the city.
You're speaking to the
It's just
metropolitan
like,
area.
Yeah, like, what is this?
Well, I
Nothing
think
there.
certainly think they could do things maybe a little bit better, but I think it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
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 Best
This
seat.
is home team. Come on.
Best seat.
Easy. This is easy.
I got an easy one too.
Best seat.
Got a great one.
Cardi B sitting in the damn owner's box with Robert Kraft. With Robert Kraft,
Why are you
with
yelling?
all the rumors and everyone talking shit about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, to see her in the press box and after her next baby daddy scores a touchdown,
Yeah.
doing the celebration with him is absolutely amazing.
Man, that's pretty
Absolute
funny.
best seat. Got to be the best seat.
Keep going, guys, because I got.
Bo
I got a best. You guys might not know this, but you obviously know who Frank Gore is. Tough as nails. He played for 16 years in the NFL, where he was renowned as a real fucking pain in the ass to tackle. Trust me, I took a face full of Frank Gore a couple times when we played the Niners. and it's-
Lord Almighty.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere. guys. Best seat is Frank Gore versus CTE. Okay, he is fighting the battle. Played for 16 years, and now he's a professional boxer where he's 2-0. Last week, watch this. Watch how powerful he is.
No.
No, I
Fourth
know.
round of this fight,
Oh.
got a knockout.
No, it's crazy.
Not only is he beating opponents on the football field, in the boxing ring, but he's also single-handedly taking up the cause against CTE and proving dominant. Best seat, Frank.
Well,
Gore.
it's like hard to get it if you never let it start. You know what I'm saying? You just keep going.
Become the CTE.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got. So did anybody see this? And I guess it qualifies for worst seat. There was an Idaho Northern, I guess Arizona. Yeah, Northern Arizona game at midnight on Halloween, and there's a 2-point try in the fourth, and the fucking lights go out in the middle of the play. In I guess it was the Idaho or the Northern Arizona Dome. One of these. It's minor league football, guys. I don't fucking watch college football, but this one. Look at this shit. We can actually show you college football. We should just do a college football show because they at least like growing the game. But look,
Bro, are you serious?
is that crazy or what?
What?
Hey, he caught it too.
He caught it in the fucking dark.
Yeah.
Guy caught it in the
What was
dark.
the explanation? Like,
What was the line of the game? Is what I want to know.
You think Vegas did it?
maybe this is a B-dubs thing.
Ooh, call it in.
Yeah.
Could have been a beat up.
Cut the lights.
But what was the line of that game? Does anybody know? And did
Look up the line.
I know that they later lost. Whichever team that was. that
NAU
caught
later
that,
lost.
They later lost, but he caught that. Then they had to redo the play. They got it again, and then the team lost in overtime.
Yeah, well, everybody knows NAU gets all the calls. All right, so that's probably worst seat, sitting there betting that game and watching the fucking lights come out. Best seat? Did anybody have a worst seat left? Best seat.
I got a worst.
Oh, go ahead, worst seat. You had a really good one.
No, my best seat was Frank Gore. That was good. My worst seat is Danny Smith's jaw, dude. You see him chewing that fucking bubble gum on the sideline, like, dude, he puts Pete Carroll to shame.
He does.
It's
dude.
like really impressive, and he goes home and his jaw is like just feels like he took a fucking punch from Frank Gore.
Dude, I don't know. I'm sure he does that every day. His jaw is well.
It looks
well
like
prepared.
only one side.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious.
And did you see that Gene Steratore dropped in and said it's bazooka bubblegum? He put it in J.J. Watt's ear.
Oh, really?
Gene Steratore or J.J. Watt was like, I just heard in my ear that Gene Steratore told me it was bazooka bubblegum. I don't know how Gene knows that.
It's bazooka though.
Bubblegum.
Wow.
Which is actually pretty good bubblegum. And you get some comics, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, they're good. That's good bubblegum for about 90 seconds.
Yeah, but you know what my favorite is all time? Fruit Stripe.
Oh, and that's like
yeah.
55
That's a
seconds.
flavor.
Yo,
bubble
the
gum.
first 45 seconds of
Yeah.
Fruit
That's
Stripe is like...
But that's Fruit Stripe. Wait, Fruit Stripe's the ones with the built-in tattoo, right? The wrappers are tattoos.
Like, I think...
Like
what?
aren't the Fruit Stripe the ones? The wrappers are disposable tattoos, maybe.
Oh, I think so.
Maybe.
That
Yeah,
doesn't... That rings a bell.
I think so. I
It's
don't
been
know.
a long time since I was
But
a
no,
child.
Fruit Stripe was lit, and they always had the fat packs. What, like 24 pieces?
Yeah.
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 I love those
None of
motherfuckers,
that
dude.
5-piece shit.
Oh, somebody give me some Fruit Stripes. Jeez. My best seat, Will Smith. You guys know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
6 for
6
6.
straight World Series wins, dude.
Damn.
That guy.
It's not one guy.
It's two. Yeah.
It's three people.
What?
There's 3 Will Smiths.
What do you mean?
Yeah. They're all the same name.
Are you serious? I got
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
Did I get got?
Like there's a relief pitcher, a catcher, another pitcher.
Damn.
there you go.
But
So
they
these
do
are all
kind of all
different
look
guys.
alike.
Well, yeah, they're all Will Smiths.
They do look alike.
The two.
That's hilarious.
Oh, see, I didn't see the
But
quotes.
none of them are actually Will
Yeah.
Smith.
I didn't see the quotes.
Yeah, and none of them are actually.
Well, lesson learned. We can't cover baseball here. I was like, when I saw this, I was like, God damn, guys.
Me too.
That's some crazy shit.
Damn,
I mean,
we
at
messed
least
up.
this guy went back to back. This Will Smith?
Yeah.
Catcher Will Smith went back.
Okay. And then
And-
bearded Will Smith went back to back.
Big homer in Game 7 to win the game. So
Dude, the end of that game, I was just, I came into it caring who won.
yeah,
Sorry about the Blue Jays.
that's all good.
But I came into it caring who won, and then by the end of it, I was like, somebody finish it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Make
saying?
it stop.
Somebody finish this.
They had
fucking game.
my parlay was already fucked. I was in the same boat. I was just
Man, I guess I need a new worst seat or best seat.
I have a worse seat.
Oh, you do?
In the meantime, the Bengals offensive players on the bench watching the Jumbotron as Colston Loveland gallops through the secondary on the road to victory.
That was crazy.
I mean, I can't imagine the frustration of that. Like, putting up 40 points.
the tensions
Can't
are
get
high.
it out. Oh, my God. Yeah, dudes were pissed after the
Tensions
game.
are high.
Worst
Really
seed.
high.
Chase Brown was mad.
I'm giving.
Oh, yeah.
Jamar was mad.
I'm giving it to Commanders fans. Just a bad seat to be in right now for your team.
Yeah, you show up at that fucking liability of a stadium, pay your good money to watch that.
Can't stop second and
And
25.
the thing that might suck is all your good players might be fucking hurt
Second.
before y'all get into the new stadium.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
even worse.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, damn.
Damn. Is it Fly on the Wall next?
Yes, sir.
Fly on the Wall, Kevin Stefanski walking up to Tommy Rees and being like, hey, I'm handing play calling duties over to you. And Tommy Rees is like, thanks. Like, gotta be.
Oh, fuck you,
fucking-
Kevin.
Yeah, like, just like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right.
Nope. No, you got to call the plays. And we're all going down. So, Fly on the Wall, how did that go?
My fly on the wall, we just talked about it a little bit, would be just near the offensive players for the Bengals and just hearing with just hearing how much shit you're probably talking about the defense you're playing with, because just the way that game went is just I would just love to hear more than all we need is one fucking stop, because just hearing that speaks loudly when you hear your star player saying that, where he knows there's cameras around and walking out of the stadium. So I could just imagine how you really feel. And when you go back and look and just be like, yo, what the fuck? And like I was saying earlier, to see that guy throw a shoulder rather than just trying to tackle, like I would really love to hear what like Jamar Chase and Higgins and some of those guys would have to say about that.
Ass.
Ass.
Go ahead.
I got to
Bo.
fly on the wall.
Let's take this thing home, Bo.
Eagles had a bye week. There was a lot of trade rumors, obviously, Howie was dealing, but I would love to just get, let's say Howie, hanging out with Howie, we're at dinner, he goes to the bathroom, he leaves his phone on the table, unlocked. I'd love to just go through, see what he was cooking up,
Howie?
Howie. At one point, it was rumored that the Eagles were going to trade 3 first-rounders for Myles Garrett. That made my dick hard. I really want to know if there was any truth to that. Just would love to look through that phone and see what kind of messages were popping in and out of there.
Yeah, that would be the most interesting in the world. Cell phone records. Golly, what would all the near misses or the ridiculous ass that you're like, oh, never mind, I had to ask.
Yeah.
Fucking
What
super.
was the screen time you think for Howie on that thing?
I don't know, but he
week?
types on his tablet like this. He texts like this. We saw him in the booth one day texting like that.
Hollow Man.
Damn, dude. I forgot about a Hollow Man. I guess it's me. You guys go first.
All right, I'll start. My Hollow Man's Dan Quinn. We talked about the Jayden Daniels fucking arm facing the wrong way, how tough that was. RG3 commented in, made a little video about it. But, you're in garbage time. Your team's getting your ass beat. It was, 38-7 at that time? No, 38-14 or whatever it was.
38.
And I think, everybody in the world is wondering why he's even in there. Felt like they rushed him back from that other injury, the hamstring or whatever it was, and it was questionable when he was in for that injury as well. So Dan Quinn's certainly under fire about that. Want to try to keep that young playmaker healthy, and he has not. I'm sure he is regretting those decisions.
Hollow Man, Mike McDaniel. You wake up and they're like, hey, we're firing somebody. And then they're like, it's Chris Greer. You got to stay. Mike McDaniel, Hollow Man.
He was
dude. He
booking
wants
a
out
flight
so
to
fucking bad, dude.
San Francisco.
Dude, Miami has aged him. You take a look at him.
That's like being the president.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Exactly. He looks like JD Vance's wife, dude.
What?
Look it up.
Oh, I get it. He doesn't look like JD Vance's wife. JD Vance's wife has aged in the couple months in
yes,
office.
thank
I
you
got
for translating that for me. Thank you, Chris. I see the chat popping off. Thank you for helping me
it.
there.
Yeah, for Jesus. She almost was like, whoa. Jiminy Christmas.
Man. Hollow Man has to be the Falcons kicker, right? Missing extra point to tie the game.
Yeah.
Against the Pats.
Yeah, Parker Romo, Hollow Man for sure.
Yeah, and just
Nothing more needs to be said about that. The poor guy. STL Memorial. I was gonna give it to Brian Burns, but I couldn't wait to go off on my tangent. So I'll give it to Brian Burns.
My next two. Go ahead.
STL, you doing STL facts? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I was being kind of lazy, but at the same time, it's warranted. My STL and my game ball is going to Cam Little. Cam, last name Little, but my leg is big.
Leg's big.
My leg is big, man.
Yeah.
And damn, it was 1 yard away from too. Imagine if that 68er, if it happened to be 6'7"
or
no 6'7".
Oh,
you don't get it, Chris. It would have been.
You don't either, because nobody.
I hate
everything.
No, nobody does.
No, the NFL does, because the NFL literally has the rap song playing.
I understand, but
what it's
you
from.
don't get it because what does 6'7" mean?
It's a highway that the guy's talking about going to kill somebody on. That's why. It's
Is that
funny.
what my kids are walking
Yes.
around saying?
Yes. It's
No,
the first.
no,
Yes.
no. So the meme stems from and it was like an announcer saying
An
something.
Italian brain rot video,
Yeah,
dude.
it's just a brain rot video.
We all sound like
They-
such
Brain rot.
boomers
They-
trying to explain something.
guys-
Well, it's
you guys
really
think
hard.
that.
I
It's
don't
really-
think anybody knows the actual origin.
Dude, I can't wait to tell my
It's the
kids.
song the NFL is playing
I can't wait
during
to
the
tell my
commercial.
kids.
No, but it's like a quote too. Somebody says,
Doo doo doo. It's literally the rap guy saying it.
No, there's a rapper. Yeah.
Yes,
Skrilla.
and that's the song that they're playing during the commercials right now for the whole weekend. They've been playing it.
The rapper has stated he's never put an actual meaning on it, though some suggest it may be a reference to 67th Street in Philadelphia.
Oh, so it's a Philadelphia rapper.
A
Skrilla.
gangster.
So they
Skrilla.
started this whole thing.
Skrilla.
6'7".
There's two different things you're talking about. The original origin, dude. I got into this deep dive on this shit this weekend. I fucking hate myself for it. It was an Italian brain rot video that all the kids started saying because it was just one of those things. Personally, said this before, and I'll die on this hill. I'm more of a 6'9" kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Better than 6'7". Can I do my STL memorial, please?
So I'm gonna walk home. I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna be like, my kids are gonna. You guys know that's about killing your ops. Like you know that it's not about.
"Is that what life's about, Chris?"
Yeah, I guess so, dude. Golly, my kids are pretty moral. I think I can turn them on this 6'7" thing. Thank you for the information.
6'7".
They don't like
STL memorial. Can I do
violence.
one? I got to give Eric Wilson some love. I was talking
He
about
was
that
awesome.
Vikings Lions game. He played really good, man. All that A gap mugged up pressure, just cross dogs and shit in the middle. That B flow was cooking up. He had 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 TFLs, and he was balling.
I've got an STL. I want to shout out big fella Seahawks D tackle Brandon Peely
Yeah,
running down on kickoff, forcing a fumble.
that was
That's gonna be an
Yeah, that was
awesome moment for a
Yeah.
big guy D tackle finding out you're on the kickoff unit. Gotta be juiced.
It looked like when there's like a doggy daycare and there's one big dog out there.
Yeah,
running
yeah.
all the little dogs.
Yeah,
She don't want a baby. She
Because
want a
you
big
go,
dog.
they force a fumble and Nolan's like, who the fuck was that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If we had
Hey,
to
that's
run
gonna
it
be
back,
you in Buffalo, Chris.
no, I ain't gonna beat me in Buffalo. I'm putting that in my contract. I'm not running down on
Look,
kickoff.
as a
Third
French,
downs only.
as a French guy who was that D tackle that was kind of like small enough and fast enough to like work his way on some teams, running down on kickoff and like if you really get a chance to collide with someone who has the ball as a bigger guy, that is the best feeling. Because for one,
Yeah.
when you're running down on kickoff as a bigger guy, it's like the odds are like everyone's gonna get to the ball before you, just like because
Right.
it's a speed, it's a something.
So you're
for
gonna get
speed.
the kill shot.
Like you're gonna either get the kill shot or you're gonna get that shot where one or two of your teammates hopefully got a hand on the ball carrier
Yeah.
and have them like stumbling or slowing down so
Yeah.
you can like finish them off. But it's a gift and a curse with that. I've had my fucking
You've been finished off.
I've had my clock cleaned on kickoff before as a bigger guy. So
Yeah.
you got to look out. But
Ding dong.
Game ball.
Game ball. Game ball.
I can start us off.
I'm gonna give it to Josh Allen for fuck's sake. Ball barely hit the ground, dude. I can't wait to tell my grandkids about Josh Allen. I'm like, man, he was 6'8", 300 pounds. He was just run around, man. He'd be out in the flat like this. He'd just do this, and George Karlaftis, who led the league in pressures, he jumped up in the air, bro. Man, Josh Allen, you should have seen it. He was unbelievable. Couldn't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, but it was fucking fun.
Sticking with the Bills, Joey Bosa.
Oh,
10
fuck
pressures.
yeah, dude.
He balled out. Bishop, you shout out Bishop earlier.
He was the
awesome player.
Bishop is the guy that everybody's like, whoa, he played well. He hadn't done that yet.
yeah,
Bosa's like, oh man, this is why we brought him in.
exactly. 10
Yeah.
pressures. You think back to the AFC title game last year, it was like 4 pressures between Rousseau, Epinesa, and Von Miller. So more than doubled their output. Great
Yeah.
game from him.
You gave your game ball up, right, Fax?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna give it to Sammy Darnold, man. He was fucking pure. Like he looked good. I know the commies defense is dog shit. Sucks for Dan Quinn, but Darnold was looking really good. Complete command, 21 for 24. You talking about the ball not touching the ground? He did not throw an incompletion until after halftime. Pretty impressive. 4 touchdowns. He had 1 pick, but dude was kind of crushing on Sunday Night Football. Sam Darnold Here's a game ball for you, brother.
All right. We got all the game balls handed out?
All handed out. Monday Night Football. We got a little preview. Arizona at Dallas.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this too.
Yeah. Talk about it too.
So, teams who need a quarterback, would you try to get Kyler? Because Brissett's starting tonight. Like, do you think that that means they're?
I don't
about to
think
move
there's
up?
anybody that's like, yeah, let's take Kyler in that contract.
Yeah. Hell no.
I don't know that anybody feels like they can fix Kyler. I think at this point you're kind of like, he is going to be who he is.
Maybe.
No, they're not that serious about it. And he's like, he's going to be your answer. He's your bridge at that point. You know, like
because it does say something that supposedly if he is healthy now and they're saying, hey, you know what, we're going to still we like how
I would play Brissett too, because if I'm John Gannon, I feel like I don't deserve to be where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a defensive coach, and I've had to deal with the Kyler thing, and so I don't know, man. I okay.
Over for tonight, a lot of points maybe.
So Jerry Jones said this trade is going to be what did he say?
Consummated tomorrow.
There's no way they make it to the broadcast tonight without that leaking, right? Or at least
but he knows that they're going to be talking about it the whole broadcast.
That's the whole
they're going to be zooming in on him in the box, like.
He's going to put up his phone.
That's the one thing I can't say. Jerry knows how to do this. He knows how to.
Joe Buck, Joe Buck, Joe and Troy. I dare you not to pan to him tonight. I dare you not to give him any attention
what's
tonight.
What's making us think that he wouldn't be on the cast at some point tonight? Like what?
I mean,
what's
that's kind of the type of thing that happens. He pops up on desks and shit.
Yeah, and he's just gonna talk circles, and we're all gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know how sometimes, like, do you know how it's got to feel to be that old and try to be in the public eye?
It probably feels amazing for him.
You know, when I'm a little too stoned and I'm talking to people that I know are not stoned, I'm like, man, am I making any sense? Like that, honestly,
that's just being old.
That's how I think it probably feels like to be 85 or something, and to imagine to have the hubris of being like, you know what, I'm gonna join the desk and let it rip, dude. Not to mention, I don't know how to talk to young people, man. I'm starting to feel old in that way. He's got to feel
exactly. You don't even know what 6'7".
Dude, just say 6'7". That's what everyone else is doing.
6'7" means 187 on the ops, dude. Which is definitely something we should be singing about. You know, it's my kind of music.
Cowboys 3.5-point favorites. 54 is the total. Rumors are that it's Quinn and Williams. That's the betting.
Oh,
wow. Should be interesting.
Wow.
That is a big one. We were
because they didn't play this week. We didn't talk about it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That would be a big. I like that.
Be great.
Chew. Bless me.
Yeah, he would be.
Bless you.
He would help. And they're going to get Overshown back at some point. When they get Overshown back, if they get Quinn and Williams Overshown, I mean, you know, tough team to beat. That having been said,
then Jerry just heard you that you're willing to come out of retirement.
Man,
what
to play in that fucking
What if Jerry
phone
called you?
He's calling.
Oh, this is Jerry.
Imagine if Jerry called you.
Jerry.
You would be like, Jerry, I appreciate you, but no way. I'm just joking, man. Just like you.
All right, let's see where the money is tonight, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so we've got, this is from Action Network, 25% of the bet, 25% of the tickets, 31% of the money on Arizona. I like Arizona.
Yeah.
They're hanging that little hook there. I kind of like Arizona, dude.
Absolutely.
But it stinks to me because why wouldn't you bet Arizona?
Because people think when they see Kyler Murray not playing, if you're like a casual watcher, like, oh, they're not going to win.
And I guess
starting
Dallas
quarterback
in a primetime spot and the whole thing. But part of me is also like, well, Dallas looked so shitty last week. Isn't the sharp thing to play Dallas? It's kind of.
I just want to see Marvin Harrison have like a 4-touchdown game.
Give me an anytime touchdown, Facts. Call a shot.
Damn.
Trey McBride.
I'm going long shot. I want Jacoby Brissett to run one in. I'm sorry. I'm that guy.
No, that's fucking awesome.
And at the rate everyone's doing damn tush pushes and whatever it is, maybe they'll get a chance on the goal line and he'll run it in.
Cardinals keep it close. If we're gonna do anything, you know what? You can, if you want to get crazy, you could fuck around and cross the 7 and tease the Cardinals with a total of 48, 47. You could tease the total with the Cardinals, or you could do a little special here, Cowboy. You could do a little underdog teaser special and go Arizona catching 10 points and the Raiders catching 17 points or whatever it is, because we know the Broncos, while we respect them, they're not going to beat anybody that much.
They're going to play it close.
They're going to play it
fourth
close.
quarter.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's been the show. Y'all take care, and we will see you. We will be talking about the trade deadline and everything that happens between now and tomorrow. That'll be coming out Wednesday morning. Otherwise, see you later in the week for the live show, or not live show, for the regular old preview show. Take care.
You're